the weekend.
Warriors. Warriors. Come on to play.
Yeah, here we go.
Good Saturday morning, everybody. We are broadcasting live from the Weekend Warrior Studios in beautiful Peoria, AZ. I'm Ralph Romano, alongside my partners in crime. We've got the legendary and calm Philip Amrine.
So calm.
And not Mr. Luke Wright, but we have Mr. Fill-In, Mr. F1, Ben Walsh.
That's right, Mr. Fill-In.
And this is the Weekend Warrior.
Yeah, F1, not another letter behind that. All right, listen.
Wow.
Listen right now to us on these live channels on our social media, because if you too want to comment and be a part of our private chat, no, you can't be a part of that.
No, can't.
No, nobody.
I looked at that earlier. You don't want to.
Yeah, you can trust me. It is X-rated currently. But if you want to join us on the discussion beyond while you are watching us live and streaming, you can join us and comment, whether that be on X, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. We're new. We're a big hit with the mothers who are sharing recipes on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Did you know that? Yes.
Does it give me a little segment now?
Yes.
We're big on Facebook.
We're big on Facebook.
We're new on Instagram.
What about MySpace? How you guys there? Good.
We've gone there, but it doesn't work.
Doesn't work anymore.
It won't stream. Dang it. It just won't stream. So on today's show, besides Ben,
Besides
Ben,
you need to bump in the users or the viewers, right?
we need a bump in something. We're going to talk about the NBA, of course. We're going to get into the NHL. And then we got the World Cup. We're going to talk about the World Cup, which started on Thursday. Because Ben's here, we've got our F1 update.
From your F1 local expert.
From our expert, the Arizona F1 expert. Then we got some NFL, and if there's time, we'll get into the MLB.
Yeah, it's still going on.
But we're going to start in the most boring part of our show. So if you have something to go do it now.
We're starting with the NFL and Seahawks.
No,
rings?
NBA.
Oh, okay.
NBA.
Ralph's life story?
Wow. All right. Yes, the NBA. Of course, since last we talked, we have had some substantial moments in NBA history. Of course, first of all, we had our first presidential visit in current sitting president.
First sitting president, really?
Yeah. First.
That's surprising.
They all stand.
Well,
Yeah, no. Obama's been in a few games, but it was post-presidency and what have you. But of course, we've gone back to Madison Square Garden. We've got a series that is all but determined. And why is that? Because even though the Spurs took Game 3 in a dominant fashion, made it something of a series, Game 4 was historic for all the wrong reasons. The Spurs keep making history for all the wrong reasons. First of all,
do they?
Every single game in this series, they've had a double-digit lead. Every single game in this series.
Even the first game?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, when he said every single game, that would be the
I know,
first
but I
game.
didn't watch. So
Every single game, except for the first and second.
Yes, that was, yeah. And one time it was just barely got there. No, every single game.
Okay.
In Game 4.
Oh, this was hard.
This was hard. They had a 29-point lead, did the Spurs. They had the best three-point shooting performance in finals history. And still, even though the largest lead they had was 29 points, even though with, 2 minutes left to go, they still had a double-digit lead. Even though Wembanyama is a 85% free throw shooter during the playoffs, let alone 87% in the regular season during his career. He choked. The Spurs choked. The coach choked.
wow.
Everybody choked.
Coach choked.
There's a whole lot of choking.
Ask the Atlanta Falcons how the coach showed.
Yeah, no kidding. Which allowed the Spurs to lose a Game 4, leading to the New York Knicks, leading the series 3-1. Ben, the New York Knicks are leading 3-1. Where do you want to go? Do you want to talk about did they choke? Did they not choke? Do you want to talk about do the Spurs have a shot in San Antonio hell? Where do you want to go?
Well, I mean, we could do a little bit of both.
Let's do a bit
of both. I mean, that Game 4 was exciting. The finish at the end, the tip in, all that stuff. That was pretty exciting. But the way that they got there it was just like, what is going on? Because like you said, the Spurs with their huge lead, the 29-point lead, and then they just said, you know what, we're done. We're done playing. This is not going to go our way anymore. So go ahead, Knicks. You can go ahead and win it. But yeah, it was an exciting game to the finish. Just crazy how it ended like that. But then I think the Spurs can kind of rally back, because I think at this point New York says, hey, we got it, and they might, relax a little bit. I don't know if this is still true. Where are they playing after San Antonio? So if San Antonio wins,
1-1.
Yeah, they're going to
Okay.
San Antonio,
Okay.
and then they're going back to Madison Square Garden.
do you think that they want to win it in New York?
Of course.
See,
You
I
think they'll kind of tank this game, rest this game, so that they can win it
Of course.
in New York?
More money, too.
I hate when teams do
It's
that.
a money thing,
Just
too.
win.
there is absolutely no way. And I do think that this is a 5-game series.
You think so?
And this is coming from somebody. I was the only person brave enough. I was the only person with courage. I was the only person with integrity, sports integrity, to say that, first of all, this is not just a foregone conclusion. On this very show, people were saying, oh no, this is equivalent to the Super Bowl, where we all agreed the real Super Bowl was played in the NFC Championship game, not in the actual Super Bowl.
That's true. Yeah.
This was a charade, a sham mockery, if you will,
That's a
of an
lot of
NBA
big words.
final, of the NBA Finals, where the Spurs are going to just steamroll the New York Knickerbockers, as they are lovingly known and appropriately titled. But no, I was the only person who said that they even have a shot. And in my official predictions, I said Knicks in 6. And I was wrong about that, because it will be the Knicks in 5.
Knicks in
and
5.
here's why.
Okay.
I think if we were talking about another team, a team that was not on such a historic playoff run, I'm not saying it's a historic team. I'm not even saying it's a historic playoff team. I'm just saying that they have a historic playoff run. I do not think that we would be talking about a Game 5 winning the championship on the road. I think that we would be wanting to have that honor, the championship being bestowed in Madison Square Garden, back on your home court. But because of this makeup of this team, the fact that no lead is safe, because what they are best at is just grit and determination. Over the past 2 playoff seasons for these particular Knickerbockers, they are uncannily good in clutch situations.
Mhm.
They never give up.
They never
They are
give up. That's true.
relentless. And honestly, I think that even Ralph has to admit this. Quite possibly.
Even
Ralph, even a curmudgeon like Ralph
Curmudgeon.
has
he's
to
on it too, with a lot of big words.
has to admit that this is the most likable New York team, most likable championship New York team for certain, but most likable New York team this century.
You mean in all of New York sports?
In all of New York
Wow,
sports.
that's bold.
Really?
Look, they do not have a star that is pretentious. They are all on it, down to earth people. None of them were established stars before where they were going. The only player that has won a championship prior to their incorporation to this team was OG Anunoby, who was hurt before he got crowned. So he wasn't even a part of the playoff push for them to win. That was a Kawhi Leonard-led championship. And so you look at this entire roster, it's just so it's such a humble construction. It is an admirable team construction, and where none of these players they were all hand-me-downs from other teams. Like the best talent was probably Karl Anthony Towns, but even he was just spun off the face of the earth. He was let go for Minnesota. Do you know how bad you have to be kicked out of Minnesota?
Yeah.
So I think that this is a very enviable New York Knicks team, a team that, dare I say, the very rare New York team that nearly the entire nation is behind. I mean, outside of San Antonio and Texas, I can't think of a team. I can't think of a New York team that's been more beloved. Is this not correct?
I mean, I don't
What about the
have-
Giants?
I don't. Yeah, it's Giants.
The New York Giants?
I feel thankful
know.
for the Giants and what they were able to accomplish and stifle Tom Brady. Like without that alone is why Eli Manning deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. The fact that he was able to deprive Tom Brady of some things. But
I have nothing against anybody on the Knicks. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I have nothing against
they're a
them.
very likable team.
I have
Right.
a lot against the people in the stands, but I have nothing
We heard that. Yeah.
against the. I mean, seriously,
what
I
do you
just
have against the president?
nothing.
Let's talk about that one
I was
person
more
you talk about.
focused on Taylor Swift
Yes,
being the
I-
phony
There it is.
Knick fan
Yeah, the phony.
that she is, which she's a phony Knick fan that just wants to sit there and get the the people looking at her. She's dancing around like she's a 3-year-old idiot on the sidelines, but she is an idiot. She's a talentless moron. But anyway, we all know that.
Jealous.
But I didn't like that. And, but regardless of all that, I'm going to say this, Phil, with the Knicks are this, the Knicks are that. Honestly, in all honesty, and you can agree to this,
that the Knicks are going to lose in Game 5.
Spurs right now should be up 3-1. If you look at this series,
that's true. You just said
Spurs
it too.
right now should be up 3-1. They have outplayed the Knicks in 3 of the 4 games, and they should have won 3 of those games, but not for a bad pass by an idiot Frenchman, which I don't like French people.
What are my
or
Ben? I've got 3 tenets in the NBA.
Okay.
3 tenets. 1, never trust James Harden.
Okay.
2, never trust a Frenchman.
Yep, he's right.
There we go. He's right.
So outside of that
Wait, what's
idiot
3?
move by Wembanyama, can't talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
And outside of an absolute choke at the free throw line by another Frenchman again, he has cost them single-handedly 2 games. They should be up 3-1 right now, going home to close this out.
I'll go one
They
further
have
for you,
outplayed
Ralph.
the Knicks.
I think that this series is so it's weird that it's 3-1 in either direction, because I do think it could be as egregious as 4-0 in either direction.
Yeah.
These teams are
Right.
results oriented, evenly matched.
I don't think the first game was. I think honestly, the Knicks owned the first game.
Yeah,
I think they won that game. The Spurs came in
they
tired.
pulled away. I mean,
They came in tired. But honestly, the next 3 games, I think the Spurs have owned those games, and they should have won all 3 of them. And they know they should have won all 3. They should be up 3-1 right now.
That's the youth factor,
and it's
though.
not an excuse. I'm just saying, when Knick fans are saying, "Oh, we're dominant," no, you're not. Shut up. You're not dominant. You haven't controlled this series.
Right.
You took advantage of a stupid Frenchman who has cost them 2 games, and right now should be beating you 3-1 because you've absolutely gotten outplayed. You have. You got outplayed both games in New York, both of them, and you came away with 1 win. You shouldn't have gotten that win, and you got outplayed in game 2, and you shouldn't have won that game. I'm just saying. So we sit here now, and you're like, "Oh, well, they're going to win the next game, and it's over." Not so fast, there, Nancy. Let's hit the brakes a little bit, because you're lucky to be where you're at, which is a good place. You know what? I've said this a million times. Championships require luck.
Yeah.
They absolutely do.
Sure.
So lucky teams can win championships. I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying hold your boat, tighten your skirt, because it ain't over yet. If you lose this next game, which I think you will, and if I had money to bet, which I do, I would put it all on the Spurs. And so would Phil, and so would Ben, because it's a smart bet, right? You would bet game 5. I'm telling you, I know you would. And then 6, if they go back there and do what they've been doing in New York and steal that game 7. If you go, let's take the time machine. Let's go back. 2016, Warriors up 3-1 against the Cavaliers.
God, what a good year.
What happened? Cavaliers won 3 in a row.
LeBron
Only
James.
team to ever come back from a 3-1.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not impossible, and
Not
it can be
impossible.
done. And this situation, for me, is prime for it to be done. So, not so fast, Knick fan. Put your little, whatever it is, put your felony to the side.
Put your Chalamet away.
I think 56 people got arrested the day they won game 4.
All right.
Right? Awesome job, Knick fans. You guys, your trueness comes out when you want to go celebrate.
I had the over 58 on that one. So
Yeah, the over 58. Well, it was 56 people got arrested, so you lost.
Dang it.
If they win the championship, it'll probably be 156.
Sounds okay.
But I'm just saying, it ain't over yet. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. It ain't over yet. Think about a team called the Toronto Blue Jays. They thought it was over too. Just saying.
All right.
Bitter Dolphin fan is on the commentary for the live show saying, "Churro time for the Spurs fan." Now, I'll be honest with you.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That was my question. Does that mean that they're going to squat on it? Like, I don't know.
Are we pro Spurs or
Yeah.
against Spurs?
What does that mean?
I'm a personal. I like churros.
We need
personally.
explanation. We're not smart.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's an innuendo or what we're getting away from that.
Right.
I like churros a lot.
I do think what we're looking at though is a culmination of a couple things. First of all, what's odd about this particular game and where this happened, because obviously having such a historic showcase of ineptitude does need a bunch of different factors to go right. Because whenever you look at, we talked about the 28-3 lead that the Atlanta Falcons squandered away in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That was the way that happens.
That
Is that
was
an accumulation of outside factors as well as in-game mechanics had to occur all at the same time in order for that result to happen, right? Like you needed them to score what they scored quickly. You needed them to tire out their like the defense is constantly on the field. You needed the Patriots to be able to make the defense be constantly on the end, just generating something to where they whatever. So for this game in the series, game 4, I do believe that what we're seeing is an accumulation of rookie mistakes. We saw that a lot with the turnovers, just countless turnovers. The one that in particular that is just heinous, and the one who's probably getting to be the poster boy of all this is De'Aaron Fox. And so much so that if people remember that there was a crossover between Mike Brown, the coach of the New York Knickerbockers, and De'Aaron Fox, the lead point guard for the San Antonio Spurs, who both were their last team in the NBA was the Sacramento Kings. Many people are accusing De'Aaron Fox of still playing for Mike Brown. We wonder whether or not it's one of those things that the veteran of this team, the lone player on this team that is playing meaningful minutes and making the most mistakes with that limited time, injured or not, is De'Aaron Fox. Now, I get it. You don't want it's so hard to place it on your veteran leadership. There is a case, though, that it could be placed upon Victor Wembanyama, who I do think what we saw. I will not crucify Wembanyama for his emotions, for being overcome with happiness and crying whenever he won the Western Conference Finals, and the team just surrounded him and he's crying and he's hugging teammates and everything else. But what I will say is that was an indication of he thought, and I bet the entire team thought, that was the championship. They thought like how Ralph thought. Yeah. They thought, no, I'm serious. They thought that, okay, if we can beat this Thunder team, then it's a formality. The finals are just a formality because this was the juggernaut in the way.
And it should have been.
It should have been.
And it's showing that it should have been, except for Wembanyama.
But you saw that the Knicks took the complete opposite approach. They were so
low
key.
You got to give them credit.
You got to give them credit.
I give them, as much as I don't like them, you have to give them credit.
Yeah, they met the moment.
They did, but they still got beat.
You're saying in 3 games?
What I'm saying is they still came. They played out and they came out and played really good, especially game 1. But they've been outplayed the last 3 games. They should be down 3-1.
Ralph, though, you have to admit,
I do give them credit.
How impressive it is to have that resiliency. Do you know how?
Absolutely.
Do you know how hard it is? Like this. I don't even know what the equivalent in baseball would be. What is it like being down 11-1, like in the 7th inning?
It'd be like the Red Sox that were down in that playoff game by 8 runs in the 9th inning, and they came back and won.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfathomable to think. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't tune back in until like the last 2 minutes. I left in the 3rd. I'm like, forget about it. Yeah. This is done.
Can I tell you what I don't like about the Knicks? And I'm not talking about the fans anymore. They're New York fans. They're idiots.
The popcorn prices.
Right. You said the Knicks are a likable team. I think they are.
Yeah.
Except for one person, their coach.
Really, Mike Brown?
I don't like Mike Brown, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a lot of reasons I don't like him. He hasn't really done anything in his career except ride the coattails of somebody else. He's never won an NBA championship as a head coach, only as an assistant. I think he has 4.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about him, especially in this series, is they lose game 3. I think it was game.
Game 3.
Game 3.
First game back in the Garden.
Yeah. And what does he do after the game at the press conference?
Pulls a little Phil Jackson.
All he does is complain about the fact that they didn't get any free throws. And if you sit back and look at, if I was in the media room, I would have said, "Well, Mike, there's an 8'10" Godzilla in the middle there, and you're basically a jump shooting team, and they're basically a team that drives the middle. Do you think maybe they're going to get a lot more free throws than you because you're sitting there shooting jump shots and you're shooting 3-pointers? Of course, that's the reason that happened. Yet he tried to spin that into unfair officiating. I can't believe that happened in an NBA game. How are we supposed to win? Stop being a stupid moron. That was a moronic take by him.
Well, okay.
So in my opinion.
Couple things in play. No, I don't think you're, well.
And if you say it was because he was being Phil Jackson and trying to get in the heads of the referees, I disagree.
I do think that's what he was trying to do, because I do think it's one of those things, Ben can attest to this, to where you can manipulate numbers to kind of make whatever case you want.
Sure.
And whenever I forget what off the top of my head.
Yeah.
No, you can, whenever you look back at game 3, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but I remember the discrepancy was something along the lines of like, for the second half of the game, it was a discrepancy of like 28 free throw attempts to 8 or something. It was something like that. And you just hear that number and you're like, yeah, that doesn't feel right. Like it should be more equitable. But whenever you look at the game, I do think it didn't feel to me. I feel like from game 1, really, thankfully, my God, graciously, we have had just referees who have let it out, who just said, you guys are going to settle this on the court. We're not going to insert ourselves.
I like those refs.
Yeah, you got to love them. Game 2, I think, was a little bit, if I had to swing the temperature in a pH balance of saying, oh, it was a little unfair to one team or the other, I have to say it was a little more unfair towards the Knicks. It felt unfair, and especially whenever you saw it was one of those 50-50 where it's a flagrant call on Jalen Brunson, and it's like he didn't mean to, but by the letter of the law, he committed a flagrant, and you just he wasn't even looking. There was no intention, you can tell, and then so they just kept accumulating. So I feel like that was just a hangover from that, and he was adjusting on the fly. It's funny that you mentioned a coach though, because for me the biggest failure in this matchup is the Spurs coach. I think that is a derelict of duty. Like the fact, whenever you have a generational talent such as Wembanyama, it's evident, it's understandable. People that don't watch the NBA can just simply look and say, oh, what is it that makes this player so much better? It's the guy who makes the other NBA players look freakishly small.
Right.
Like that. Right. I mean, you just, and plus he can shoot a 3. Like you can say it just makes it makes sense. I do wonder if this series, even though it's the last thing, he was a runner-up for Coach of the Year. I do wonder whether or not this series and showing however you feel about the coach for the New York Knicks, however you feel about Mike Brown, he is out coaching the San Antonio Spurs head coach. He's not a rookie head coach. He is now tenured in the San Antonio Spurs system, and you have to make sure that you get this right for Victor Wembanyama. I don't know if that's a starter job for a generational talent like that.
What is Mitch Johnson's resume?
He was under Pop.
He's nothing.
Yeah.
He was an assistant coach for a G League championship. The guy has no resume.
I know. And
he's getting out coached by a bad head coach.
He's not taking, there's very few things. Like it's a step up from Baseball Manager, in my humble opinion, where like that's really just massaging egos. Like, right. That's what Dave Roberts is. He's at the behest of the upper office as far as roster construction, as far as lineups at times, whatever. But really what his job is day in, day out, you've got all these guys who are making tons of money big, and you got to make all that work in a lineup. For the NBA, you still got to manage egos, but there is a little bit more that you can do. And one of the few things you have direct control of as a coach in the NBA is timeouts. When to use it, you put a finger on the pulse and find out the tenor of the game. And you're like, you know what? Guy's going on a run. It's frustrating for us as fans because you're like, oh my God, another timeout. But that's part of what the job incurs. It's like, oh, you know what? They just scored 15 unanswered points.
It's part of the strategy.
Maybe they're running hot. Maybe we should let the run cool down.
The Spurs have had success in spite of Mitch Johnson.
And during the second, in spite of, yes, I can agree, because Victor Wembanyama, they're up 29 points. The entire second half, he doesn't get subbed out. What are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you doing? That's malfeasance.
And every time there was a real good run going, it didn't seem like he knew what to do.
You could see
he just let it go.
Well,
when they got within a point, he didn't call a timeout.
No.
He let it keep. It's like, dude, your team looks even the announcers said they look frazzled on the court. They don't look, they look lost. Call a timeout. Regroup guys and then get him back out there. He didn't do that. And he went down, and then he called the timeout.
Look, it's going to be
lost.
It's a young team all around, coach included.
Yeah.
You hope that they learn from this. It would feel, if I had to do a betting odds, I'd have to imagine that the odds on favorite are that eventually Victor Wembanyama will win a championship.
Oh, absolutely.
So I have the question is whether or not you do right by him by saying like, oh, you don't want to pull a Shaq where you look back on Shaq's career and you're like, I should have had at least 2 more, maybe like 3 more even.
Sure.
You don't, and with that, part of that's on him, part of that, whatever. You can talk about that, whatever. But from the San Antonio Spurs organization on the responsibility that they hold, it would be a disservice if you somehow squelch this to where you look around and he's got like an Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre like career where you're like, hey, I only had 1 championship. How's that possible?
Because he wasn't a Laker.
Because he wasn't a Laker. That's true.
There we go. I mean, all the NBA bigs outside of Tim Duncan.
Wembanyama on the Lakers.
There we go.
As soon as he becomes a Laker, he'll win a lot.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So you're saying that there's a chance that the San Antonio Spurs can eke this out.
We'll be talking about Game 7 next week.
Oh, here we go.
See, now that is crazy.
I think they win at this time, but then New York takes it home.
So you're saying it goes 6?
It goes 6. Yeah.
I think one thing that any rational-minded person can agree on is that Game 4 was the series. Like not only was it the series in that obviously San Antonio would have had a chance, and then it becomes a 3-game series of just who best of, but also I cannot imagine the emotional damage, just how I would feel as a competitor, let alone how you feel like knowing the history of this game and how it's been played for years and decades on end, how it feels to lose a game like that in that fashion and in that manner.
But because they're young, it'll depend. Are they so young that they don't let it affect them when they just go play the next game? Or are they so young that they're devastated by what happened? Because if they were a veteran team that lost up by 29 and lost, I think they could rebound from it.
Sure.
But a young team can go either way. I just don't know.
I think if I'm their head coach who had a healthy hand in allowing this to happen, I think you do have to take the approach of we don't have to win 3 in a row, just win tonight.
I see the coach in the corner of the locker room after the game crying. Because I think that's where his experience is. He probably went home and cried.
Yeah, and I don't.
A lot of younger teams. Ralph is right. A lot of younger teams, emotion plays a huge factor in games. Yep. When they lose, they don't know how to handle it. Where you have veteran teams who've been around, or veteran players have been around. They like, okay, it's a loss. I can move on. I know I've been here before. I've done this before. I know how to regroup. Young teams, young players, they don't know how to do it.
Right. Well, of course. I mean that is the difference in these two.
And if that's the case, they'll get blown out tomorrow or tonight.
They being
the Spurs will get blown out. If they can't handle it emotionally today, they'll come out and get blown out.
Yeah, of course. And then also there's the rest factor. There's a whole bunch of things. All right. So we have weathered the storm of the NBA.
Thank God.
I think we all have differing opinions on how this series will go, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Speaking of can't waiting till it's over, the Vegas Knights are trying to wait for their goalie to get better. My God. I think I think the stat I saw that is just outrageous. Just outrageous. The first goalie to allow in the NBA Finals.
No, not NBA, NHL.
Or sorry. The NHL Stanley Cup.
First goalie in the NBA.
Yeah. Well,
he would be the only one.
He would be the only one. Yeah. That would now talk about a talented guy. My God. First goalie to allow consecutive 4-game scores on all games of the finals. Crazy.
12 goals on 65 shots.
Single-handedly killing this team. And what to put a fine bow on it, whenever the reporters ask, I mean, I guess what are you going to do? But when they asked John Tortellini, they said, hey, all right, is there a chance you might bench the guy that's really like kind of killing your team and killing your squad? He said, that may be the dumbest question I've heard in quite some time. Thank you so much.
But this is where, I like Tortorella, not Tortellini.
Tortellini.
I love Tortellini.
Right.
But this is where stubbornness can get you in trouble, right? And we have the exact situation for both teams, if you look at it. So on Vegas, I mean, Anderson is just playing like absolute garbage. All of a sudden, after being the best, one of the best, if not the best goalie in the entire playoffs and having a great year, got him to the cup. And he can't stop a puck if his life depended on it. And Tortellini, I'm going to see, Tortellini is letting him stay in there and he's getting killed. Where on the other side, Friedrich Anderson, who was phenomenal getting the Hurricanes to the cup, after the first game, I think it was, they said, you know what, dude, even the second game, you look like absolute garbage. We're going to bring in another guy who, if you look at his story, is amazing. This guy's a nobody from nowhere, undrafted player who's come in and they've gotten 2 straight wins with this guy because they made the change. Right? They went for something different. Maybe this guy's got the hot hand.
You're just like, you know what?
And they're winning. That's a great move by Brendan Moore. What a great move. And that's, to me, sometimes you can't be stubborn as a head coach. You gotta read the room, man. What's going on? And because you're not willing to read the room and because you're so stubborn, you're about to be eliminated if you don't make a change. If I'm him, I make a change this game. You've got to make the change.
Yeah. And who would have thought the Vegas Golden Knights would have been in the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Let's listen.
I mean, could anyone have ever predicted that? And
I mean, that's your logic.
And guess who's in the
That's unbelievable.
Vegas is it.
You picked Vegas because your friend from Buffalo moved to Vegas.
Yep, and that's my segment on hockey. So I'll be watching the last game. And that's about it. That's the only game I watch of hockey every year.
But this series, I said that the Canes would win this series. I thought they'd win it in 7. I really did. I almost want to waver and say I think they can close it out in 6, but I think Vegas has something left in them to try to make this happen. But they got to do something at goalie because, man, this guy sucks right now.
With a comment like that, though,
bad.
with a comment like that, though, I mean, there's no way, right? He can't walk back from like that is the stupidest question, and then being like, hey, by the way, new goalie, right? Like,
But can we talk Brandon Bussey or Bussey, whatever his name is, the guy that's taken over in Carolina? This is a nobody from nowhere that was in the AHL. I mean, he's never really had a great stint in the NHL, and he comes in to Carolina and had a really decent year. And now he's taken off in these last 2 games, and he's got the Canes 1 win away from winning the Stanley Cup. If you watch the last game when they won, his parents were up in the stands just crying. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a great story. Absolute great story. I'm so excited for a guy like that, a nobody from nowhere that's actually got the opportunity to raise the cup here tonight. I think, are they playing tonight? It is tonight, right?
yeah, it's tonight.
It's just a great story. And again, it goes back to the stubbornness of Tortorella, dude. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm
Tomorrow.
sorry. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Make the
NBA is
change,
tonight.
dude. And bitter Dolphin fans on the text line, you want to read that?
Yeah, it says, Ralph, have you noticed the end-to-end play that goes for 5 to 7 minutes without a whistle? Next thing you notice, there's only 6 minutes left in the period. Great end-to-end play.
Happens every game because they're just playing, both these teams, they play clean hockey. It's just absolutely clean hockey. The flow is amazing. It's just, if you're not watching these games, you're missing out. They've been such great games to watch, but you're not watching them.
I'll watch the last one when it matters.
I'm glad you'll watch the last one.
when it matters.
I hope they lose, so you have to watch 2.
Oh, okay.
I hope the Knicks lose 2, so you have to watch 3.
Oh,
Also, we'll
forcing me to watch.
tell you the formula, though. The Knights are very much a team determined on getting a lead and just stifling the other team to not, well, I mean, I guess not recently, but trying to just hold on for dear life because they do not score late in games. That is something to where they are certainly during their playoff run. They've won in a multitude of different ways, but scoring in the third quarter, not something that they're especially proficient at, I should say.
I wrote this down. This is was take on. I was looking at Brandon. I said his story is why hockey's different. He's 27, undrafted, spent years in the AHL, got claimed off waivers, and now he's 1 win away from being the goalie who delivers Carolina its first Stanley Cup since 2006. That's an awesome story.
Wow, yeah,
it's an awesome story. So, because their other guy is so good. Friedrich is so good, like top goalie in the league, and he just can't stop a puck all of a sudden. Like, I don't know what happened. It's like both goalies got together and just couldn't play anymore.
Would you say that like the goalie is the equivalent to a pitcher in baseball, where it's almost like an isolated position? A lot of the game's success, or sorry, the team's success resides on you. And for whatever reason, it can come and it can go.
I could see that. Yeah.
Bitter Dolphin fan made the point. Of course, a goalie is the most important player in hockey. Absolutely. Just like a pitcher is the most important guy on the field. Because if a pitcher can't throw strikes or can't get anybody out, you see what happens in a game, right?
Yeah, it gets out of hand early.
So, I would say the goalie is the most important. We talked about that. Goalies that go on streaks are the teams that go to the Stanley Cup. And you had 2 goalies that were on a streak. And now they're both on a bad streak.
They're still streaking.
And one guy had the smart to make the change,
right
or the other guy didn't make the change. I mean, I think if Tortorella makes the change, we might be looking at something different. But, I mean, come on, man. How do you not make that change? How do you not make that change for tomorrow? How do you ride this same guy? At some point, you got to stop riding that horse when his legs fall off. So he has no legs right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's the end of a long season by this point. Yeah, you wonder where it goes. So if the Canes were to close it out in 6, Ralph,
which I think they will.
Which you think that they will?
I think so.
Is that a good thing or bad? Which do you think is the better win? Now that we've reached this and now that we're a determining thing, like which do you think is better for this? Because I think I would argue that I am pulling for the Hurricanes simply because I think it's better for the sport overall.
Why?
That you do not have a team that can be made on the fly. Like I think you want I think you want a team that from the get-go was good, had like buy-in from the fans. Otherwise, it almost negates your entire regular season where at a certain, like until Tortorella was donned as the head coach during this run, during mid-season, the Vegas Knights were just abysmal. They were just so bad that I think that it becomes what a lot of other sports try to avoid, where the regular season almost becomes meaningless. Is my thought. I mean, it's kind of it's a kernel of a thought, but
But it's funny that you say that statement that the regular season is meaningless, because I've always felt in hockey, and because of the things we've been talking about, it almost is meaningless. It doesn't matter if you're seeded 1 or you're the final wild card that gets in. It's about what run is your goalie and your defense on, and how are you playing at the very end? Because you could be the prime example would be the Avs. The Avs were killing it all season, and then all of a sudden, the third quarter of the season on, they just started not playing well anymore, and then they got knocked out, right? And I think it's in hockey, just get to the dance. And once you're in there, if you're on a roll, I don't care what seed you're in or where you're playing, you got a shot at winning the cup. The 2012 Kings proved that. They were the 8th seed. They ran through the playoffs.
Yeah.
They beat everybody.
I think I've told you this before in many sports, in all sports, you need to start clicking at the right time.
Yep.
A lot of teams will click in the beginning or earlier on the season, and you think they're going to go. Geez, take the Colts, for example. Last year,
Colts.
People are, they're on, they're winning all these games. They haven't lost. They're going to go far. Like, no,
you were the one saying it.
No, I wasn't.
No, you were the one saying this doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. You can't click at the beginning of the season then, because it's a long season. You got playoffs. You need to start clicking towards the end of the season.
Yes.
When you're about to get to the playoffs, that's when teams start making
Phillip
a run.
Rivers to really get off his couch.
Right.
But I think in hockey it's easier because we talk about how home ice advantage isn't the same in hockey as it is in other sports, there's kind of a truth to that. But like in football, if you just barely get in as a wild card, your path is harder.
Right.
Versus other sports is what I meant.
Sure.
You could be clicking at the very end in football, but it's going to be so much harder than the guy that's the 1 seed that just needs 2 wins to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's a little different in football, but I agree with you in theory. Absolutely.
All right.
Phil.
Thank you. So, all right. NHL, watch these last 2 games. No matter what, we will have
if there's 2.
Yeah, I know. We will have a determined winner by next we talk. We have a little bit
I think
of
it'll be the Canes.
dissenting disagreement here about the NBA, but for the NHL, we will certainly have a winner to discuss next.
Are you still think it's going to Knights?
And they'll, yeah.
Okay, I'm taking the Canes because you think it's a night.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
No, plus I already did.
You've been wrong before.
I know.
All right.
It's true. I had you on the show.
They have one more viewer though, so I'll be watching that game.
In case you have been living under a rock, there is something happening during the middle of the day for all of us.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. And an example, something that happens once every 4 years. And no, I'm not talking about Santa getting off the couch to drink some Coke. No, I'm talking about the World Cup.
The World Cup.
Now, Ralph
unbelievable.
Ralph has been itchy. He has been.
Well, that's from psoriasis.
See a doctor.
Yes, he has been just dying to talk about the World Cup. And I am avid and ready to learn. So, Ralph,
first off,
how big is this?
Next week we'll have Reginald Bootsworth on the show. He'll have a conversation about this.
Good.
So he's our expert.
Yes, he is.
This World Cup is okay. So first off, this is the first World Cup hosted by 3 different countries. Never been done before. So Canada, if you want to call them a country, United States, and Mexico.
Yep.
Right, are all hosting the World Cup. Never been done before, ever. And it's the first time we've had 48 teams in the tournament.
Yes.
It's like the NCAA, it just keeps growing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the biggest tournament ever. I don't know if it makes it the best tournament, but it's the biggest. Right? The pressure on the U.S. men's national team this time around, because of where it's at and just the things that have been happening in U.S., is bigger than it's ever been.
Sure.
And if you watched the game last night, I was proud as an American to listen to the crowd. I mean, did you hear the crowd chanting USA?
I did. I saw Tom Cruise there.
That's not where I was going.
Tom Cruise.
Don't care about Tom
American.
Cruise. But no, seriously. People talk about how jacked up this country is. And you watched last night and you saw how every person in those stands, everything else gets put aside. And it's all about the team on the field and backing that country. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Even after the game, it just the chanting that was going on, it made you proud as an American to watch this. I don't know about Phil because he's got a bit of a communist in him, but for most of us, except for certain people, we're proud. I was proud last night to watch and listen to the people come together and say, let's get behind this team that's representing us.
I think that attributes a lot to the sport in general too.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think soccer fans are the best fans of all time.
Absolutely.
They are so passionate about their teams, and NBA fans and NFL fans are like, yay, go this, go that. Whereas soccer, like, they will die for their teams. So yeah, I could see that happening just in general with the sport. But yes, it is good to see, America rallying behind America.
And the U.S. last night said, Paraguay, I don't even know where you are on a map.
South.
But we're going to take our American boots, lace them up, and put them right in your rear end.
Yeah.
And boy, I've watched a lot of hockey. So I'm a hockey guy. I'm not hockey, I'm soccer. I'm a soccer guy. I like soccer. I'm a big Italian soccer guy. I like the English league. I even like the Bundesliga, just for bitter Dolphin fan. But I got to tell you, the style of play that the U.S. used last night was unbelievable. I've never seen a U.S. team so aggressive as they were last night. And they just dominated from the get-go. They put 4 goals in the net last night, which in hockey, that's a lot. That's like scoring 200 points in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's like scoring 10 runs in baseball.
I watched like 30 minutes of that game. It's awesome.
It's like scoring 9 goals in hockey.
I saw 2 goals scored.
For you,
I'm bored.
that's pretty good. And I give the credit. I mean, if you look at this U.S. team, high pressure, aggressive defense, really fast transitions, attacking soccer.
Mm-hmm.
If you know anything about their leader, Pochettino, who they brought him on in 2024 to take over the U.S. men's national program. That is his style, and you can see it after 2 years and what's happening on the field. This guy has done a really good job in his career of taking teams and making them better. It's not that he's won a ton of trophies. He's not that guy, but he's the guy that can go into a program and he can make that program just better, stronger, more legit.
You think the Cardinals could hire him?
He's the exact type of coach a Cardinals need to change their culture, right? And that's what this guy's done with U.S. soccer. And you saw it last night, and it was exciting to watch, man. That team, they could have put 10 goals in the net last night, and they just destroyed Paraguay. I mean, it was unbelievable. I really, really, really enjoyed that 4-1 win, and it looked like most of this country. There was 70-something thousand people at that game at SoFi, and it was so loud. And even down in Mexico, so Mexico is one of the hosts too, and they opened up against South Africa.
South Africa,
and they won. Was it 2-0? They had 80,000 people at that game, and down in Stadium de Azteca. And they were loud. But in Mexico, they love soccer, right? So they were all into it too. And then Canada hosted their first game as well against, I'm not 100% sure. Do you guys know who?
I don't know.
Look it up.
And they had 40,000 people there. And because they have tiny stadiums and tiny aspirations and tiny dreams in Canada.
Tiny everything.
Smallest venue in the entire World Cup goes to Canada. Okay. So it's just Canada.
That's Canada.
But it was their first one too, and they tied 1-1. They almost lost.
They played, Bosnia
Herzegovina. Yeah, they almost lost that game. So out of the 3, I would say very successful for the U.S., very successful for Mexico, and then there was Canada. So, I mean, but again, the World Cup's a big deal. I go back to 1980 was my first World Cup. When I remember watching with my dad, Italy win the World Cup that year in Spain. I remember them beating Brazil, and then I remember them winning the title. But that was my first introduction to it, and I've been watching it. I follow the Italian national team. Of course, they didn't make it to this World Cup. Totally different story.
Mm-hmm.
Very pissed about that. But I'm enjoying the fact that we're hosting it in the U.S., and I'm enjoying watching these games. And for the next month and a half, it'll be on pretty much every day.
Yeah.
You're going to watch it all?
I will watch as much of it as I can.
Who do you think, who's going to win it all?
I would love to see the U.S. win it, but they won't.
Oh my God! Yeah, no,
I saw the odds on them.
0%.
2%.
Yeah,
I was like,
and that's if
I will say though, I'll tell you, I know it was Paraguay, and I think the U.S. will get out of their group. I think they're the best team in their group.
That would be a travesty if they don't.
I think they get out of their group. I think when they run into a team like Spain, or even though they did look good against Germany in the warm up,
Germany, Japan,
not Japan. Japan does not. Argentina, teams like that. I think the U.S. could get to maybe the quarterfinal round, but that's probably where it ends.
Okay.
I would love to see them go further. And if they play like they did yesterday, you never know. You never know. But it was Paraguay.
I mean, that is a bit of an outside.
It's an out. Yeah.
They have not been that offensively gifted, is how I'd word it.
And honestly, the next 2 games are against Australia and Turkey. Yeah. So I mean, we're not looking about a big. They had an easy group.
Is the show being recorded right now?
Yeah,
it is.
I'm going with France.
Oh.
I don't see France winning this.
I don't know anything about soccer, but I just know
How
that
could you not go for Germany? You're German.
We were bashing on France earlier.
But you're
something
German.
in my head goes France.
You're
France.
German.
Yes, I understand that.
Walschlager.
I was not born in Germany. I was born in Nebraska.
Yeah, but you're in Nebraska and Walschlager. You got to pull for Germany.
Bratwurst down here. Is this your-
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
How do you not pull for Germany?
I don't know. Well,
Wait, is your mom watching?
I don't know. I kind of want Germany to not win because my roommate in college was a soccer player for the college team,
Oh, wow.
and he was a foreign exchange student from Germany.
Oh, Ben.
Simon.
Ben,
is the
I
name,
like
yeah.
your last name.
Yes. So yeah, he always hogged the TV watching his stupid soccer games.
Oh,
and, you know,
he's
his-
jaded.
you know,
He's jaded.
his Deutsch League and all that. So he wants Germany to win for sure. I'm just like, no, because of you, I'm saying no.
To me, I mean, I'm always going to be fearful of Brazil, even though they're down a little bit.
Yeah.
Argentina, I think, is pretty strong. Spain is pretty strong.
I'm going to go with Spain.
You're going to go with Spain.
España.
Yeah.
It would be incredible if Argentina, if Messi makes it back. And right now that there's a discussion on whether or not Messi is the best. You know, it always goes back of like this generation, him
Well, he's
and
not what
Ronaldo.
he was.
You know, he's not what he was. No, for sure. For certain.
I mean, he plays for FC
And then, of
Miami.
course, you've got Pele and all that. If he goes out on his sword and they were to win back-to-back, the defending champions, Argentina, were to go back-to-back with Messi still starting for them, giving them good minutes, giving them good production, discussion over. Messi's best of all time. I don't know how you cannot, even though I say Spain is going to win, I would love to see Argentina be in the finals and playing for personal greatness and saying that, oh, you know who I watched when I was young? Messi, the greatest player who's ever played.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty bold statement. I mean, there were these guys named Maradona,
Murder.
Pele, that were pretty darn impressive. So it's hard to say that he's the best ever. He's definitely in the top 3 to 5. I'm a Maradona. I think Maradona was probably the best player of all time, most likely. I don't know though.
You go accolade to accolade. I mean, Messi would have them. The biggest downside to both him and Ronaldo was always for the long time the World Cup and how they were not able to couple that with their success outside in the Premier Leagues.
I like Messi. I'm not gonna talk bad about him.
yeah.
The fact that he plays for FC Miami now just tells you where he's at in his career.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I would say if I'm gonna pick somebody and I want to pick maybe somebody different, I might say England. England has a shot.
Yeah.
They're actually a very talented team. They do have a chance to win this World Cup. I've never been a big England supporter, but I would say they have a shot.
So if nothing else, especially if you're new to this, which I am, what I've seen is that they've ran the simulations. Ooh.
Okay.
They've ran the simulations.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So what it is that especially if you like the United States to get out of the group stage, which is
They will.
they will, and everything else. What you are rooting for is you don't care if it's a draw. Draw is fine.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have a loss, especially in this group.
Mm-hmm.
One loss, it goes like to 53%, where they've ran the simulations prior to the thing. So whenever you're looking at a team, whether or not you're afraid of them, whether or not you want them to go far and you're a fan of theirs, whatever, a loss doesn't kill you as long as it's just one. The moment you start getting to 2 losses, you're down to like 5%. So that's where, whenever you're watching these and you're looking at, USA only has 1 win but 3 draws, that's fine. That's it. You're going to make it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and the big thing last night where people were watching the game going, why did they try to score continually? Especially they scored in the last minute of the game. That goal differential is very important in the group stage. So they're a +3 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Being at a +3 is a fantastic place to be.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be really hard for them to not make the next level because of that win yesterday.
And if you're the United States, from now on, you're a big Paraguay fan. You want those to be...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you want them to win every single game because then that
makes you
means
look
all the
good.
more, or even draw every single game. Yeah, that's what you want.
Honestly, I think the U.S. will probably go 2-0-1 in the group. They'll probably, win that second game, and then the third game won't matter much. They'll probably just play it out at a draw, and they'll move on. I mean, that's probably what you'll see from them because, Australia, not a powerhouse. Turkey's okay.
Speaking of...
If you like turkey.
I like turkey. Chicken.
Makes me tired.
Turkey, oh, there we go. Speaking of the World Cup, there is one last little thing that we
It's
do
a big
need.
thing.
It's a pretty big thing. People that were watching that Mexico-South Africa game were noting that there were a bunch of empty seats.
Even with 80,000 people.
Yeah, even with 80,000 people. Like, oh my goodness, the Azteca. What's happening? And FIFA is trying to make sure that we all know, hey, guys, those empty seats, It's because everybody's standing around on the concourse.
Oh,
there's not
that's what
empty
it is.
seats.
Lies.
We don't do that.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They were all just watching, eating whatever it is that they're eating.
Tacos.
Well, yeah, chips and salsa, whatever it is. They're down there and they're just enjoying munching because they paid for those seats. Of course, they're going to just abandon them and just be standing, not even anywhere near their seats. They're
Makes
just going to
sense.
be standing on the con. Oh, what's going
They all
on
went
over
to the
there?
bathroom.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, and in the game,
Because of the tacos.
notorious for not taking breaks. They're going to take a break themselves somehow, and all like that. Is anybody buying this garbage that FIFA's trying to sell? That somehow it's not the prices that they set us all with. It's just that they're being sold, and just people are not staying in their seats. Anybody want to?
Well, if you look at what they've done, if they've actually instituted dynamic pricing, does everyone know what that means?
It changes.
It changes
that's the
based on
definition.
demand.
Yes.
Right. So instead of static pricing, which is what it should be, and it always has been, they've gone to dynamic pricing because they feel that when the event is more liked or more wanted, they want to be able to charge $1,000 for a ticket instead of $100 because the standard was supposed to be $100 for a ticket. They don't like that.
No.
So it's funny for me. I feel like the FIFA is trying to treat this as the Super Bowl or as the World Series in a sense, right? Where we know that ticket prices are astronomical because the demand is there.
Right.
So they're trying to create this demand to say, yeah, we want to make more money. So what they're doing is they're effectively pricing out the real fan. It's kind of what the Olympics are doing too.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I went to go look at Olympic tickets. I was like floored when I saw the pricing. I'm like, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah.
That's stupid. So they're pricing people out of the equation because of their greed. And we've been talking about greed on this show for about a month now with all these leagues, right? And you're seeing it. And I guess there's been a lot of protest toward FIFA around. I don't know if you saw the press conference where this guy walked to the president of FIFA that was on air with a bunch of cash and threw all the cash at him and stuff. It was fake cash.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a big thing that they just don't care. They want to make as much money as possible in this next 6 weeks. So they're going to try to price out all the lower people and get every penny they can. And I think this is absolutely ridiculous and disgusting. And it just takes away from what this is supposed to be. That's my opinion.
No, it's true.
They want the celebrities, to go and show up, and they're not going to charge $100 a ticket when they have Tom Cruise in the stands.
Right. Well,
They're going to charge more.
Yeah, but you think of even Tom Cruise, like he's there for free. He's not the one actually paying for it.
Yeah.
And I think what is despicable and deplorable about this, most of all, is that they have made a stance, and we've talked about this time and time again in leading up to this, but I think it's worth mentioning again. They would rather sell one ticket for $1,000 than 1,000 tickets at $1.
Sure.
Like they find it to be more feasible and totally fine, and foundation of the rest of the sport, the health of the sport be damned, health of the nation hosting be damned, health of the stadium and the economy that's supposed to, like what you sold it as, partly why. I mean, I think it can be dual things where it's incredible that we're having an expansion of nations and host cities and everything else. But if we're all being honest, it's because nobody else wanted it. So they were it's again another example of greed. But everything else be damned. It's just about the dollar and making sure that, oh, you know what? We got $50 more because we sold 2 tickets at $2,000 accumulatively than if we'd have sold all the tickets and gotten $1,995.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Ferrari does. They price their cars very high and they keep the production very low so that it keeps the demand high.
If you look at the South Korea Czechia game, so there's 2 teams you want to go watch, right? South Korea Czechia. The general admission was $400.
Jeez.
And the VIP seats, they had VIP packages for $5,000.
I go to the NBA Finals.
So you know what this guy's doing? The guy FIFA's going, hey, we're going to be in North America. Let's go after North American money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're doing. And it's not working because that game only had 40,000 people in it, which is still a lot, but the stadium was really empty.
Next World Cup should be in Antarctica.
That's incredible.
Go after the
But yeah, it's just despicable. I mean, they're trying to do all this luxury seat pricing and VIP pricing. Dude, just stop. I mean, if this was in Europe, it's all about just get in there, get your basic tickets, $100. Let's get in the Phil Stadium and go.
Well, how many games are in the World Cup? Like total?
Oh, I mean,
quite a few.
Yeah,
like every team, there's 48 of them. So every team plays the 3 games in the beginning.
Yes.
So and then you have your rounds after that. So how many games are there? That's a lot.
Already, you can't charge that much.
Yeah, because they also still have they have to eliminate, what is it, 16 team or no, how many teams do they have to eliminate in single elimination before they get to the actual playoffs? I forgot.
104 games.
Ouch.
Yeah, you can't charge that much for 104 games.
That's crazy.
I mean, again,
know,
it's
if it
one
was
thing. It's
NFL
one thing if
playoff,
you're
sure.
charging an American the first game in New York, right? Like that, or like the first game in California, what have you. If you're, and God, I hate doing this because then you just come across as just like, but if you're New Zealand, let's say, and you're like, oh, you know what? I have a soft interest in going to go do this. Let me go see what tickets are going to be if I go to see New Zealand play against Paraguay in Wisconsin. You think I'm gonna?
What a combination.
I
dude.
know. You think that you're gonna go pay like thousands of dollars once you paid the thousands of dollars to get there, then pay the thousands of dollars to stay there for whatever time it is to recoup until you go to your actual thing just to enjoy it? No.
Yeah.
No, you're like, screw that. I'll just stay home
I'm gonna
and
watch
watch
it.
it
Yep.
on the telly. My
The
God.
telly.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Hey, Bitter Dolphin fans on the text line says the USA played so great. Paraguay looked like deer in the headlights. They did. They looked like the Arizona Cardinals. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Again, so glad. You talk about often in sports, it's a team that you want to get when you want to get them. When do you want to face the Packers this upcoming year? You want to face them while they don't have Micah Parsons, as opposed to later in the year. The USA played Paraguay. They've been under a lot of scrutiny and under a lot of pressure to play well. Paraguay, I don't think, was ready for a determined and expectant team in the USA, and so they crushed them like a bug.
It was the style of play. I've never seen a USA team play like that.
I know.
Could this be, of all the times they've been in the World Cup, is this the best
No.
team that could possibly take it?
No.
No?
Oh, has the best player. Pulisic is tremendous. He has the potential, and he's still young. He's like, I'd say next World Cup he'll be like in his prime for sure.
Yeah.
Right now we're kind of on the cusp of it, but
Pulisic-
Like, I know their
Pulisic?
odds are low for winning it.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
this-
no,
but is this-
3,500 to 1.
Right, but are these the best odds
so
that they
Ben,
have?
the World Cup is not as universal of a result as like the Super Bowl, right? Like where there's 31 losers and one
Right.
because of how rarefied this is, and that it comes every 4 years. It's not even like the Olympics where there's multiple awards given because of just how rare everything is about it. There's not just usually one winner. So the results of this, like, it would be a highly successful year or a highly successful team even result if the USA were to make it out of the group stage and win 2 games. 2 games would be like, oh my God.
Out of the group stage?
Yeah, out of
It'd
the
be
group
insane.
stage. Oh my God. Like that fervor, like they could get creamed in the third game that they play. And we that would be historic. That would be incredible. Like, pop all the fireworks that you held over for 4th of July. Eat all the wieners at your local Walmart. Like, my God, like that is a team. That is a result that we can all die for. Like, that is
Really?
fantastic.
To give you an example, last time they finished 3rd place one year.
Yeah.
But that was 1930.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is not as black and white as just like, oh
Right.
man, they didn't win or not. This is very, very different, especially whenever you look at like how even universal, soccer is played, like where there are different leagues and different results, and like how you can have a mixture of results and it still kind of all mean the same thing. In World Cup play, you can finish let's say like Turkey, for example, if they were to just like get a win, like
Well,
that would
they'll
be a
get a
story.
win. Turkey will get a win.
Oh, yeah, so like you look at like Uruguay, like I mean some of these Jordan.
Why you got to back on Uruguay?
If Jordan were to score a goal, like that would be like they would throw a parade.
So this is equivalent to the Jets winning the wild card.
Making it to the playoffs, yeah. Like if the Raiders were to somehow win like 3 games this year, like that would be cause for celebration.
Got it.
In 2002, the U.S. actually made it to the quarterfinals. That was their best finish ever.
Yeah.
They beat Mexico in the round of 16, which was a big deal at the time. And then they lost 1-0 to your German team in the quarterfinals. Yes.
Yeah.
And that was their best finish ever. The knockers on the U.S. has always been best sports country, but never
Not
been
for
behind soccer.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel like
And
in the
what year was
last
that?
2002.
Yeah.
In the last 15, 20 years, I feel like the U.S. has just gotten more and more behind soccer and development for the youth. And you're starting to see that with this group that we have now. This is probably the best U.S. team I've ever seen.
Got it.
By far.
Okay.
And again, I love the coach. I think he's done a really good job, and I think he's changing the culture. But the talent just if you look, I'm into youth baseball, you know that. But if you look at the youth soccer movement in this country, it's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Pretty damn strong. Yeah.
Okay, then.
I think
Good
in
to
a couple cups, I think we'll be one of the teams people will have to really deal with.
Okay.
We're getting there. I think we're finally getting there. Anyway, kind of like Phil.
Kind of getting there.
But now I think what we need to do, we need to go to the F1.
The F1.
Our F1 expert. This guy
called expert.
sleeps in a bed that looks like an F1 car.
Grab
My
your
race
lug
car.
nuts. Let's wrench this baby up.
Rev it up.
We're gasoline in it to the maxoline in it.
The max. So I know, I look at the standings.
Yeah.
And I know that Antonelli, the Italian kid,
Kimi Antonelli, yeah.
he is first place and he seemed to be running away.
He has not lost
Driving
a
away.
race since the last time I was on here saying, watch out for this kid. He has
This is
not
your guy.
lost a race.
He's got 5 wins this year.
How old is he?
18, right?
3 years old.
19
He's from
years old.
Italy. I saw a story
Yeah.
on him.
19-year-old kid.
Very cool kid. Just got his break and really humble kid. Love his family. And he's just killing
And
it.
this is his first go at F1.
5 wins.
He's never done F1 before. He's like,
6
"Hey, put him in the car.
podiums
He's
he
fine."
has already.
Yeah.
At pit stops, he eats some Sour Patch Kids. You know?
Yeah. It's crazy because I think I mentioned it last time too that, Lewis Hamilton in Mercedes, they were together forever. This,
They're in second.
Lewis Hamilton was like the Michael Jordan.
The prodigy.
He was he was the GOAT. And then you had Max Verstappen come in. He was like your LeBron James. Like,
Mhm.
everyone was battling out between those two. Who's going to be the next, greatest of all time between those two? And then Kimi Antonelli steps in. He's like, hey, I'm
He's
19 years old.
I'm
gonna start-
Shaq.
I hate that he drives Mercedes.
Well, it's crazy that, Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, parted ways. And
Because he went Ferrari.
he went to Ferrari, and everyone thought that, that was a kind of a slap in the face to Lewis. And especially getting Kimi Antonelli in, he's like, well, he's never done F1. Because a lot of times, just like in other sports, they'll take a driver from another F1 team. They'll kind of trade around to figure out. No, they took Kimi Antonelli, who's never done F1, 19-year-old kid, and go, you're going to be our number one driver. Slap in the face to Lewis, who's like, seriously? That's who you're replacing me with?
And he's beating him.
And what is he doing?
Because Lewis is second,
Lewis is second right now, yeah.
but he's like far behind.
Really far behind.
He doesn't have a win this year.
Almost, yeah. Kimi has almost double the points to Lewis.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is
90 to
crazy.
156.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's
So when we first talked about it, I was like, I'm going to follow Lewis because I like Ferrari. I'm a big Ferrari guy. But now I'm like, I saw the story on Antonelli and I really like him.
Yeah.
And that's my guy.
it's your guy now.
I really want him to go back I want him to take over Ferrari.
Really?
I want him to kick Lewis out of Ferrari.
That would be crazy.
Wouldn't that be cool?
'Cause
But could you
kick-
see that happening?
Kicks him out of Mercedes.
He's an
kicks him out of
Italian
Ferrari.
guy.
I know. An Italian in a Ferrari? Crazy.
That's what it should be. I mean, Leclerc is the other guy that's in a Ferrari. He's a Polish guy. He's in fourth. I mean, so he's doing, but get Lewis out of there.
Yeah.
Send him to McLaren or to Red Bull or wherever the other one is.
Red Bull, yeah.
Which I still don't understand that.
It's okay. It's a Red Bull Ford car.
So is there anything besides this, which obviously is the story, right?
But yeah. I mean, not only has he been winning, he's been winning in crazy fashion. And, he's obviously breaking all these records as the youngest of this, but then he's also getting like fastest lap and best times and this and this and that. Like, so he's winning in not just, okay fashion. He's dominating this fashion. Like,
do you watch all the races?
I watched a little bit of the Miami one and I watched a little bit of the Monaco one, but then I usually just watch highlights of the other ones. So, but yeah, right now they're in Barcelona. So they're doing qualifying.
I saw that.
So
it's all over Paramount. Is it Paramount Plus that it's on? Or is it Prime?
I think Apple TV has
Apple TV is what it's on.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So
It's all over the place. Ever since I started watching a little bit of it, now I get thrown all of me now.
yeah.
So I saw the
kind of
story about
exciting, isn't it?
Antonelli and I was like, wow, this is really just a cool story.
I know before you were like, it's whatever, but now you get
I've
into it.
kind of
you're
gotten
like,
into it a little
"Ooh,
bit.
it's kinda
I have to admit, and because I was pissed about Red Bull having a car because I still don't understand that. And I'm looking at the standings and they suck.
yeah,
They're in seventh.
which is crazy because a lot of people are now thinking that Max Verstappen and Red Bull are going to part ways just because of all the drama between them and all the focus has now been on Mercedes, Ferrari, and
Those
McLaren.
two are dominating right now. McLaren is up at the
McLaren.
third, but
Yeah,
it's
they
been-
won it all last year. Yeah,
Who did? McLaren?
McLaren did. Yeah,
I think Mercedes might take it this year.
I think so too. I mean, it's the points are not lying. So I don't know how Kimi did in qualifying today.
So Barcelona's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, so we have to watch that.
Yeah.
Phil, what do you know about F1?
I know they're fast.
They're fast. They're super fast.
Freaky fast.
Yeah.
You're not an F1 guy.
They're they're so fast that they make A1 look slow.
Wow. Is there anything exciting we need to look out for tomorrow? Anything about F1? Is it just following
How are the
Antonelli?
tires looking?
They're looking round.
Oh,
So they're spinning.
just how I like them.
Average pit stop time of an F1 car?
What was it, like 1.8 seconds?
Can you believe that, Phil?
That's incredible.
1.8
What is even the point?
Just stop and go.
Yeah, is
And,
that,
and you keep in mind what happens during that pit stop is they change all 4 tires.
I was going to say,
in
yeah, what
1.8
happens?
seconds.
Is that fuel? Like at 1.8 seconds?
Yeah, discount tire. Don't make me wait 45 minutes to fix a flat when NASA or F1 can do it in 1.8 seconds.
That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty. Yeah, so I would say definitely this race is kind of a big milestone for Mercedes and Kimi. You know, if he wins that one again, another win in a row is going to definitely launch him.
Has he won 5 in a row?
Yes, he hasn't lost since I've been on the show.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's won every race.
He's like the Dodgers. That's
He's like
insane.
a 19-year-old kid.
Because he's Italian. That's why.
Yeah. And then
We can drive.
there's
fast.
the other teams that are still trying to make their mark, like Audi and Cadillac, because, you know, they're new teams, but it's so weird. A new team that comes in F1. And I mentioned this before. It all has to do with money. They don't have the money that Mercedes and Ferrari and McLaren have. So they're going to be at the bottom of the pack. So, you know, once they get more sponsors and once they get more money, they can make a better car and then be fast again.
Do these
So
drivers,
weird.
like, is Antonelli, is he on under contract for so many years? Do you know how that works?
I don't know his contract, but yes, they're usually under contracts.
And how much,
so-
for Phil's edification, how much money do these top drivers make a year?
Should we go back to the building up to the suspense, or do you want me to just tell him?
Just tell him.
Okay. So one of the highest paid drivers, Max Verstappen, $75 million a year. Yeah,
A year.
a year. That's higher than Ohtani. That's higher than
Oh,
LeBron
yeah.
James. That's higher than everyone. 75
Who's
million.
paying that? no, I'm serious.
Red
Like,
Bull.
who's footing,
Ohtani.
no, who's footing that bill? Is that Mercedes?
Sponsorships, and they have a lot of sponsors, a lot of viewers. It's a huge sport. If you look at all the games, this last race was in Monaco. Monaco is the bougie of all bougie races. You have these guys pulling up their $100 million yachts with their Bugatti parked on the back of their yacht just so they can watch the race. Like,
So
they have celebrities, and it's very bougie, the Monaco race.
And so the owner of the car is the one. Are they getting them like a base wage, and then it's just like, oh, I'm M&M's. I want to pay you $10,000, and then
No,
like,
that's
enough of them.
That's their contract. That's not counting sponsorships and endorsements and things like that. That is their contract.
Yeah, that's just
So
the
Mercedes
contract.
is like, hey, you know, we want you Verstappen to drive for us. Here's $75 million.
Well, Red Bulls.
okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
I get it. Yeah.
Red
His
Bull.
base salary
Red Bull
70
is shelling out $75 million.
for base.
No wonder they've got a sugar-free option. My God.
You know how much Antonelli's base is?
What is it?
$2 million.
Yeah, because it's new.
And he
What
can make 10 to 12 in incentives.
What about Martinelli's base?
Apple.
Yeah, there we go.
And the
did you-
second highest paid is Lewis Hamilton. He's like at 65
60
million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Forget about
Crazy.
it. And also, did you guys know? Because you got me interested. Because I'm like 1.8 seconds. Yeah. Do you know how much the pit crew makes?
Oh, I know they're making more.
$4 an hour.
No, they're making 6 figures.
Yeah, they're making
Yep.
six. Yeah. It can go all like, especially if it's
Yep.
like senior crew chief. He makes probably around 1 million.
Yep.
Like,
The
annually.
guy that just changes a tire. It's crazy
Yeah,
in
they've got
F1.
tire carriers.
Yep. In
Tire
F1,
changers.
yeah, in F1, it's everyone has a certain role. So one guy could just hand you a tire.
Makes $270,000 a year. as
And
the
that
tire
guy,
carrier.
that gets the tire, he puts the tire on. So the guy that just hands you the tire
$350,000
makes,
a year.
$200,000 just to hand you a tire, but he does it in a quick fashion.
It says Verstappen could make another 11.5 to 15 million in incentives
That's crazy.
on top of his 70 million.
So what is like the purse? So because so say I win whatever you said, one of the races.
Yeah.
What is a car driver making off of it? Is he winning the purse? Is he the one, or is Red Bull winning
That's
that?
part of the incentives.
It's
isn't
part
it?
of the incentives. Like if you a certain number of wins is your incentive, certain number of podiums is your incentives, fastest time is your incentive. So just like in sports or other sports where if you get the most yards,
So-
you get this.
But is it like golf where there is a purse that is publicly known? No. Okay.
It's based on how their contracts are written out.
Yeah.
Verstappen can make 1.5 million bonus for every race he wins.
And so, okay, so if you win a race, F1's not awarding, like F1's just like we're hosting it.
Right. They're like, here's your trophy, but your
But they
team's
don't have
gonna
to pay 'em?
Your
That's
team's
great.
gonna pay.
That's insane.
That's real money.
Yeah.
That is real money.
We
Where you
started
don't
talking
even
about
pay them.
sports making this is money. I'm not sure what other sport could even touch this.
No. I
If you
know.
think
I
about
know.
it, there's not one.
I know. We think about baseball and their huge contracts because it's unlimited cash flow in baseball. But like, look at F1.
Yeah, this
They're making
richest
money.
sport in the world.
What's
Yeah.
killing me is Red Bull's shelling out 75 million.
Remember
Like,
that
I
when you
mean,
go to
I mean,
Walmart and you see all those Red Bulls, you're like, you paid for Max Verstappen's contract.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting. I find F1 to be very interesting. When you start talking about
I'm
it the
sure
first time,
you
I was
do,
like,
yeah.
well, the money's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now you know why there's these. Why your son's learning how to drive go-karts.
Heck yeah. he's going to be making $80 million a year.
It's crazy money. Unbelievable.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Speaking of changing the tires, let's change topics to the NFL here.
Let's do it.
Now, I do not agree with the order in the tier list of what we have on our,
There's a
on
reason.
our
Very weird.
on our outline.
Mhm.
But supposedly, number one that we just need to talk about. A week's gone by, an accumulation of topics have
What's the
happened in the
quickest?
NFL.
Oh,
And number 1A of what we need to talk about, Ben, is that
No.
the Seahawks got their Super Bowl ring.
we don't need to. Do you want to go grab lunch and let Ralph do
no,
his thing? We'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come
All
back.
right, guys.
and
We'll see you later.
The studio is going to be a lot wetter than when we first got in here. All right. Seahawks got the most overrated, just
What?
I'm going to pull up.
unbelievable.
I think I saw it.
Yeah, I know. Can you bring it up on screen here, Ralph? But we have, well, not what I was exactly saying, but
I can bring it
Are
up.
you getting like a replica ring?
I know that there are
Like
a
you
few.
have-
Of course.
A few
Right
deep.
there.
Of
Yeah.
course. I'll bring it up.
Is yours gonna have like the extra stuff? Because I know that there are a few things. So first of all, I know that the replica won't have 50 diamonds to symbolize the Seahawks' 50-year existence.
Why not?
That's crazy.
There'll be
Uh,
fake diamonds, but there'll be diamonds.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. But would it have? I know it pops out to where it can be worn as a pendant.
Which is
Yeah.
very cool.
Everyone's
I-
doing that now.
That I can
That's not new.
agree. I do know that
It's new.
they all have pieces of, because like I remember the Rams had pieces of the Super Bowl winning field
Yep.
inside their ring. The Seahawks had a football in there. Am I correct in
Yes,
remembering?
they had a piece of a football in there
Yeah,
underneath it.
And then doesn't it like transform or something too?
It does. So
Yeah.
the sides of it pop out and
Yep.
it says world champions and it represents the arches of the field.
Lumen Field. Yeah.
That ring is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Come on. I want real opinions of this
And
ring because all these rings are
can you
always
believe
pretty
that
nice.
that the ball boy gets one too? You know.
Crazy.
Oh, he
Oh, a
should.
lot of people. Even the bankers that associated with the accounts get one. Like I know a guy that I went to college with, and when Baltimore won their championship,
So here's
like
the ring.
his
If you go
financial
online-
branch manager got a ring because like, oh no, we handled some of their accounts.
So here you are. If you
What?
look at our screen right now, you can see the ring.
Okay, let's look.
That's a sexy ring. That is just sexy. Come on. Tell me that's not sexy.
That's not sexy.
You guys suck.
You just said, tell me it's not. Okay. No, yeah, I want to see all the, oh, yeah. There. Click on the little, I see it, but I can't click on it. Where it transforms, it pops out.
Didn't it just change?
I don't know.
Oh, here, let me share the right screen. I'm sorry. We'll get there in a second.
What a
Because
bunch
we-
of tryhards. Did you know that the inside of the ring reads 17 wins represents the
Yes, it
season's
absolutely does.
combined championship win? Just say the regular season win. It's a Super Bowl. You don't need to have a 12 flag. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
The other one is what
Oh,
what
here
is
you go,
their
video.
what is their mantra here? See, these are things that nobody even knows.
Can you click no thanks for
Yeah,
me,
no
Ralph?
kidding.
No
So,
thanks.
Supposedly they have a team's mantra of MOB. What is that?
MOB?
Yeah,
The mob? That's the defense.
Oh, stupid. The other side
Are you
includes,
seeing it? Is it scrolling? Do you see this?
Yes,
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 we
yes,
see
yes.
it. Yeah.
So there's the ring.
Yeah.
There you see the
Under the arches.
under the arches, which is kind of cool with the 60, right?
Yeah.
That's,
12
look
is
at how
one,
sexy
comes
that
with
is,
your own
man. Look at how
name.
sexy that is.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
That's when you open it up.
Yeah, pops out.
World champions.
Did you know heading into the season that they were at 50 years? 50
Yeah.
seasons? I
Yeah, they
didn't.
had the patch on.
Oh,
This
wow.
is the inside when you take it off. So you see it has a piece of the football
piece
in
of
there.
football. I
Yes,
like that.
Very nice.
Really nice. This is where you make it a pendant. It comes off and this pops up and you have a pendant.
More on this chain.
I will admit that is actually sexy.
So when you want to go to the clubs
Yeah.
and stuff.
yeah,
got it.
that's next level.
There's Phil's 17 wins.
So stupid.
Why is that stupid?
It's so stupid. Like just say Super Bowl. Nobody unless you are the $83 83 Dolphins? Were they undefeated Dolphins? Nobody cares how many games you won. Ask the Giants. Does anybody care either time that they made it as a wild card?
This side pop out is pretty cool.
That is kind of cool, yeah.
Very
Iron Man-like.
It's funny what they put into these rings every year. Like they're getting, at some point, they're going to run out of ideas, I would assume.
They want to get, bigger and better and crazier.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this, Ralph. So Jason of Beverly Hills has also launched a Seahawks championship retail collection for fans.
Yes, I did see that.
Oh, do you know how much it's running?
Yes, I do.
All right,
So
hold on. Before you say the amount, Ben, how much do you think a replica of this ring is going to cost you? Is going to run you? Jason of Beverly Hills is going to charge you a exquisitely crafted replica ring.
There's two options. One with fake diamonds, one with real diamonds.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm assuming that this is the fake.
Yeah, because you can get those these replica rings for like a couple $100.
Not from Jason's.
Not from Jason's.
Okay.
This is a really
10 grand.
Good. You're not too far off.
Close.
$15,995.
Cubic zirconias.
Yeah.
Or you can get real gold and real diamonds.
Crazy.
And it's almost a replica, and it's 60 grand.
Crazy.
60 grand.
No thanks. Ralph, are you getting one?
I was gonna say, are you getting this?
I was
are you getting the
rich
60
and I
grand?
had the money and I could afford it. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's better things I could do with $60,000.
It's one thing to be gifted it, right? Like to be a part of the team and be the punter. If you're Jason Myers.
Hey, Ralph, can you pull up like their first ring? I want to compare the new to the old. Just so people
like a first wife to a second wife.
Yeah,
how rings have evolved.
If memory serves, the second ring here that we're seeing has blue in it. If I remember correctly, the first one, I think the first one only has like silver, no blue whatsoever in it. Right?
It was more silver based. Yes, you're correct. Here, I'll show you a picture of it.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, isn't it just
Let me get you a
Seahawk
picture.
and that little eye?
I feel like the Rams were the ones who really elevated it to the next level of saying like, oh, we have ours is like pretty much is a watch.
Yeah.
Like I think some of the Rams ones have like two fingers. It's so
looks
big.
like a class ring.
That was the original one.
Yeah, that's cute.
That's a
It's
high school
cute.
class ring.
That's adorable.
What?
And isn't it funny how we can see how society has grown? Because like that is, you go back and look at like the Packers first.
The first one, right?
Oh my God. Like it's like a singular diamond.
Mhm.
And it's like, Packers, we won.
You know what the funniest
We
thing?
won.
The funniest thing ring wise that I saw this week. There was one amusing thing.
Mm.
The Blue Jays put their American championship ring out, and I'm like, are you
They
guys
do
that
that?
desperate? It's full of diamonds and stuff too, and it's just American League champions. I was like, really?
That is
Okay,
a little
throw
pathetic.
that away.
That is
Yeah.
a little pathetic.
I wouldn't wear that.
I wouldn't wear
That's
that.
pathetic.
Yeah.
That's like having an in-season tournament ring.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's like having something to memorialize. I came in second on MVP this year. Like I was the second
is
best
my-
Cy Young winner in my league
This
this
is my
year.
runner-up ring.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's all right. You know,
So do you not like the ring?
If you're giving it to me for free, I like it. But otherwise, it's a bit show off. It's a bit too much. There's an exercise in too much. Like again, when I watched the Rams Super Bowl ring, that was the first time that there was doing a lot, and I agreed with. Oh yeah, that's really cool. That was really innovative. This one, you're just adding features. What is it going to come in with a built-in massager for your finger to stimulate?
Oh,
blood
I would
flow?
like that.
What was the ring? The presentation was more than the ring. With the box, they opened it up and it was a
I think
video.
the Kansas
Look,
City Chiefs.
was
one.
There it
Chiefs one
is.
in the
I just
video?
wanted to show you that.
Yeah, that's honestly that's asinine.
That's desperation.
That's weird.
That is.
It's just I've never seen a team really. That's just weird.
Lean in. That you know what that is? I think that's like the Kings winning the summer league. like not only hanging a banner, but like giving out rings for it.
Right.
That's what that is.
Hang the banners.
Yes.
So the ceremony? Here's my beef with the ceremony. Kenneth Walker Jr. was supposed to show up to the ring ceremony. He said he was going to be there. Like everyone was excited. They talked about how they were all excited to see him. Mike McDonald. Everybody was like looking so forward to him being there to celebrate. He was a no-show.
Ooh, just mail that to me.
That to me is a problem. Why are you a no-show? Your teammates wanted to celebrate this thing with you because it was a big deal. It was a way for them to close out last year, right? I mean, everybody was excited. They all came except for him. I thought that was kind of classless. And he's become a Kansas City Chief through and through already.
Yeah.
What happened the day after they won the Super Bowl? Did they go to Disneyland? Was that for? What was that for? Was that to celebrate it?
Just to celebrate.
Okay, that was and then like what was it? Like 2 days later there was
Parade.
like
a parade.
a parade. So they celebrated that too. So now, I'm sorry, you wanted before the season when he's being paid to play for another team, and they would be pissed off because he's currently with
They
them.
weren't pissed off. I'm pissed off.
Well,
No. I'm saying that if he were to go and be with the Seahawks on a
They
training
were fine
camp
with it. The
day,
Chiefs were fine with it. They didn't care. They have talked about it. They didn't care. He was coming.
How many Super Bowl rings does he have?
0.
So I'm
one.
kind of leaning towards Ralph. Like, that's your first Super Bowl ring, and if the Chiefs were okay with it, and they say, hey, it's your Super Bowl ring, you earned it, go to it.
The Chiefs could allow it. You know what this is? This is no. I'm serious.
Go ahead.
This is when the wife allows you to go to the strip club. She can allow you. No. She can allow you, but you will pay for that.
Pay for it later. Yeah.
You will pay for that.
I don't know. I think even
Like,
as a
the rest of the
I
team.
feel your wife would go with you.
We're not talking about my situation.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I think a Chiefs coaches and GMs, I think they should honor that and be like, I get it.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm not going to hold
there
a
will be
grudge.
no repercussions, but whenever you look into the team, they'll be like, again, we look about like what are some of these teams? It's Freddie Freeman. Whenever that first season was a little rocky with the Dodgers, because he was like, I cannot get over the fact that I'm not an Atlanta Brave anymore.
Sure.
I think about it and I'm like, if I could have told my agent in that time where I could have taken $5 million less, it didn't matter. I wanted to be with the Braves and I just I almost accidentally signed with the Dodgers. And he kept going over that. He kept hitting that. And I think that the Dodgers team, like, that was something that they needed to make quiet. But in the locker room, they're like, dude, get over it. Like, we are here. We are moving on. That's something to where I think that in the moment, if Kenneth Walker were John Elway of the Denver Broncos or Peyton Manning of the Denver Broncos, where they retire after winning the Super Bowl and they didn't show up, that would be an issue. I think that this is understandable. You celebrated accordingly. No. You've been represented by the team. No. You've been with whenever they have a 10-year reunion and everybody, and certainly Kenneth Walker's retired because running back careers do not last that long. But whenever he will go back and he will be celebrated. He'll forever be a Seahawk. Yada, yada, yada. I do not think that right now in this moment you can fault him whatsoever. Even though I know it's not the team faulting him, I know it's Ralph. But I don't think that it is possible that you can fault him.
If it was a Seahawks Super Bowl team meet and greet autograph session, yeah, sure, you skip that. But this is what you play for. You play to get that ring. And now here's your chance to go get that
you're
ring.
Living in La La Land because of that? No.
You get that ring. Now go get your ring.
You want him to be there on banner night and be like, oh my gosh, I know you guys. No, he's
no,
living
not on
in
banner
the
night.
past.
There's a game that day.
Yeah. What is your coach's mantra this year? Is we're not running it back, we're running it forward.
Running it forward. I love that.
Lamest.
Why is that lame?
That is so lame.
It's better than the one the Broncos have.
The Broncos have, you know what they have?
Yeah.
They've re-signed Sean Payton is what they've had.
They have one guy that just went to jail for domestic violence. And now they have
allegedly.
They have this stupid saying on their shirts now. It's just letters. I don't know what it means.
It says letters.
Yeah, get to the game. I can't remember what it is.
We have a theme song for letters too.
Yeah, but come on, Kenneth Walker, be better than that. You could have jumped on a plane after minicamp and been there, and you could have been part of that great event. The ring is coming down from the ceiling in front of them.
You know, he should have
amazing.
He should have done. He should have showed up to the event wearing his Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, he could have done it. Nobody would have cared.
Jersey.
That's your brotherhood. That'll be your brotherhood for the rest of your life. That's the team that you want to.
So he's got it for the rest of his life.
So why not get that ring with them and enjoy that moment, one last moment with them? Why wouldn't you do that?
Because
I would.
You're with a new team.
Who cares? That's going forward. This is one last night to relive last season.
No, it's not one
to get your final reward.
This is when the ex that you used to have just says, "Hey, baby, come on over for just one more time," and then one time becomes one more time, and then finally you look back and you're like, "Wait a minute, what am I doing?"
If I'm the Seahawks, he'll get the ring when he gets it.
Oh, stop it! Oh,
is there a time? Yeah, it's true.
You know what they're probably going to do? All honesty, they're going to wait until he comes to play Seattle, and they're going to give him a ring then because they're playing this year.
Yeah.
And they say we're not going to mail it to you.
They have such class. If that game's in Seattle, they'll make a big event to make a big deal for him.
Like, hey, you didn't show up for the ceremony.
Yeah,
we're going to bring the ceremony to you.
Yes, because the fans want to give you a send off before the defense tears your legs off in this game.
Speaking of giving a send off, Tom Brady has a new drink out, and this is the topic that I wanted to talk about.
It's a great name.
Do it.
I'm not sure if Ralph is familiar with this, but
can we censor this or no?
No, because it's the name of it.
It's the name of the company.
Just for whatever reason, if you happen to think of something else, Ben, then that's on you.
The advertisement has been hilarious.
It is completely appropriate, the name, unless you think of something else. Okay. Just because there's a bunch of rims in F1, and if it's somebody's job to work on said rims. It doesn't mean that we can't say what it is appropriate that their
Sure.
job is.
Got it.
So in the same sense, Ben,
Okay.
Tom Brady
Tell us
is
about
wanting to give everybody
his
a
what?
good nut.
Yep.
The drink that he has partnered with GoPuff means that you too can deliver to your house a bit of Tom Brady's good nut.
Yep.
Now, what is this? What is this? Because you may think to yourself, well, obviously,
Who would not want to drink Tom Brady's
Yeah.
good nut?
who would not? But no, of course, Tom Brady, synonymous with the TB12 method,
Mhm.
and very much, speaking of nuts, a very big health nut himself. This is very on brand, where Tom Brady is promoting with GoPuff, a delivery system service, a drink of coconut water
Mhm.
that is entitled Good Nut. Now, to be fair, Tom Brady, he has two things to his brand post-retirement. Now that he's no longer LFG, he is now Let's Go sponsor. And and he's also leaning into comedy. Like, especially the first big thing he did post-retirement was, well, I guess besides becoming an analyst, was the roast.
The roast, yeah.
So I mean, he's been self-aware. And he said hydration has always been a big part of my routine. And while coconut water has been a staple for me, I knew we could take it to a completely different level by teaming up with GoPuff. Now look. I'm not a coconut water guy, but if I was,
No.
I'd be in on Tom Brady's good nut.
Yeah.
Because
You would drink his good nut.
I would drink his good nut because there is something to be said. Even if it is a bit gimmicky, I do like a good name. Like look at the example that I think of is the joke of Liquid Death.
Yeah.
Where you look at that story where right now, it's one that you're like, what is that? It's dumb.
I love their marketing. Liquid
great
Death.
marketing.
It is fantastic marketing.
And you're like, and it's a bit corny. Look at Tom Brady. He's a bit corny. But hey, he leans into the joke. He's aware that it's a joke. Like, this is not, you know what this is? You know why Ralph is so upset about this is because
he's a marketing guy and didn't think of it.
No, well, yeah. he had to suffer through a guy who was pretending to be this.
Mhm.
In Russell Wilson, who just retired, and you're feeling bad that Russell Wilson didn't come up with this because he's a fake and a phony, and he would have done something like this, but he would have been so honest about it. He would have been so earnest about it. He'd been like, oh, we look good coconut. No, Tom Brady knows that it's a joke.
Yep.
He's telling everybody, why doesn't everybody like my good nut? And he's like, oh, of course it's trending because everybody's trending because everybody loves the health benefits. He's in on the joke. And that's a part of it. That has to be a part of it. Ralph, tell me that you would not drink Tom Brady's good nut.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
First of all, I love those coconuts. What do they call virgin coconuts?
Coconut water.
They're Vietnamese coconuts. They come from the.
Sure.
There's a name for that coconut. It's not just it's not a regular coconut. Gosh, what are they called? We've drinking them for years in my house. We actually buy them sometimes.
This segment's sponsored by Coke.
But anyway,
Water.
They're the young coconuts is typically what they are. They're young coconuts. They're very, very, very healthy for you. What I think is interesting, because I didn't know about this and I just looked it up, is that he has flavored ones, and I've never seen that before. So that's very interesting to me.
I think he has an original coconut water, chocolate coconut
which I think
water,
is sparkling.
and sparkling. Chocolate is interesting.
Like you ever go to
water?
You ever go to Mexico and they have the little coconut, the white skin on it?
Yeah.
That's what a young coconut is. That's what these are. So we drink those.
Yes.
Here.
The wife coming in clutch saying, young coconut.
Coconut. So that's good stuff. I think chocolate would be interesting. And I think sparkling would be very interesting. The name thing.
Come on, that's a good
I'm
one.
not a fan of that stuff. I understand why he did it. I mean, I get marketing. Obviously, it's what I do, regardless of what Ben says. But not a fan of that. But I get why he did it and why he's leaning into it. And he is a little weird. Tom Brady he seems very socially awkward and kind of weird sometimes. I don't know. I mean, I've seen him act in different things. Like he was on Entourage for a while and he did some other things. Yeah. I mean, he's a weird dude.
He's starting to look more and more like handsome Squidward.
Yeah, he kind of does.
That is, yeah.
But I mean, hey, I would try the product not because of the name, but just because I like young coconuts. So I would
Women
try
across the nation, this great nation, will be trying Tom Brady's good nut. And heavens to Betsy, if they get hooked, we're done.
Yeah.
Who can compete with Tom Brady's good nut?
See, this is just for guys like Phil to
Right.
Love the name.
If
And
they
what
were
if it's a chocolate
sponsor,
nut?
if they were a sponsor of the show, would we have to say it like all the time too? This segment of the Weekend Warrior is sponsored by Tom Brady's Good Nut.
I mean,
Drink
good,
up.
Good nut is not a bad name.
Make sure not to get any of his sparkling
It
nut
is
in
a
your
good
eyes.
good
Oh, my
coconut.
goodness.
It's a good
That
coconut.
can burn.
That could burn.
I mean, whatever.
It's carbonated. Like, it comes straight out the tap like
I'm
that.
really curious about the chocolate. I'm not going
Okay.
to lie.
Yeah, the chocolate is interesting.
I'm
isn't
very curious.
it? Yeah.
And sparkling. I can't imagine that stuff being sparkling.
You never had a sparkling nut?
I've never had sparkling young coconut before. No.
No.
Wow,
I
there's
think
a
that's
first time for
Very
everything.
interesting. But again, good marketing.
Speaking of young things, we go to young quarterbacks, and we have a young quarterback pressure cooker coming in the form of a training camp here. So we thought it would be a good question of which quarterback of them amongst the young franchise quarterbacks that we know for sure are starting.
No, we don't
for
know
their
that.
team.
We don't know
Things,
that.
for the teams that they are on,
We don't know
whether
that.
it be Drake Maye, Shedeur Sanders, or Caleb Williams, which quarterback is facing the most pressure entering training camp?
Of those three.
Of those three. I mean, we could have also added Penix, but he's entering injured. So it's kind of, nobody cares about a Penix good nut. We just care about.
I think Shedeur is probably the no-brainer one.
Really?
The most pressure of those three?
Really?
But it's a lot of pressure that you may not even start for your team.
Right, exactly. That's the key thing
I'll
there.
admit that.
Because Caleb is starting and Drake is starting.
Yeah, there is no doubt.
There's no pressure.
Caleb Williams could go and throw 17 interceptions in a row.
Right.
And he's still starting.
He's on the cover of Madden.
Yeah.
He's starting.
Yeah,
Drake-
but he's no longer the young guy that's the number one pick.
You guys didn't say that. You said, here's these three guys. Pick of these three guys.
Right.
Okay, so
I would say it's Caleb Williams.
Oh, wow. Okay, why? State your case.
Think about the pressure of him coming as a number 2 seed last year. He's coming off that great season, a year removed from it. They have a year more experience. There's pressure on him to get this team to the Super Bowl this year. It's not about talking about his ceiling anymore. They all know how good he is. Now it's about that next step. You got to the playoffs. You were the number 2 seed. You need to take that next step and get us to the Super Bowl.
I would say
he has all the pressure in the world.
I would say that the pressure for him is having consistency, because what we've seen is he has had a bad year in his rookie year, and then a year where it was tumultuous at best, where it ended. And unfortunately, I'd say that the best moment of Caleb's career to this point is in a loss, where he had that utterly tremendous, will probably be, weirdly enough, on his Hall of Fame reel, throw against the Rams in the playoffs. But the result was a loss. So, and that was, again, the best of it. At the beginning of the year, they were certainly adamant and very content on running the ball. They kind of kept that up going towards the end of the season, so they had that in their back pocket, but Caleb kind of was able to mix in a few moments of magic. And so I'd say that consistency, especially towards the beginning of the season, when that's the time that you really do want to air out the ball and kind of be a bit of a relief towards your running situation, I'd say that is the pressure that he faces. I do think that there is some, I think, again, if we're going just foundationally, where it's whether or not you actually start, it's going to be with Shedeur. But I think if we can get past that somehow, I do think it would be Drake Maye for me.
Yeah.
In that,
okay,
Drake Maye, I know for 2/3 of the table we feel this way, but 2/3 of us say that he was gifted a great season last year. Like him and the Patriots.
Oh yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
we're just, I mean, throwing rose petals, guided by a sled, by 4 horses just to their way to the Super Bowl,
Easiest schedule,
they were just thrown and bucked off the horse. But until then, it was a glorious ride. Drake Maye was the darling of everybody's eye, and he was at that time and continues to be the unquestioned. If you had to redo that draft, would probably go number 1, even ahead of Caleb Williams. But this year, I'd say he is going to be tested and the medal will be put forth, because he's now going to be entrenched with a head coach that we all have faith in and believe in. Maybe not off the field, but at least during the field, we do believe that he will be valid in how we feel about his coaching pedigree. He will have a true number 1 wide receiver, and unfortunately, he will not have much. I mean, they've addressed the offensive line. That's one that from year to year can go up and down, just even depending on chemistry and how well they gel over the course of a season. You look at a team like Buffalo, they don't have any standout linemen outside of maybe their left tackle, but it's more so a chemistry thing that line has been together now for like 5 years. So it's just like they know how to play. So all that to say, with a harder schedule, with a more complete set of teams knowing how to best play against Drake Maye now that he's more of a formed product and not just a rough diamond in the rough. I think there's a lot of pressure on Drake Maye to where I don't know what even better looks like for him, to where I don't know how he can even improve. And so if even if it's just staying stagnant, I think that's going to be a tough task to where there will be a hard to come up second in MVP voting. I don't know how many times we replay the season that result happens again. Like how much more impressive can he be?
Don't you think? Okay, so
he's setting himself up for a failure.
Okay, he has a lot to improve on. Number one, he holds onto the ball way too long. Number two, he makes really bad reads down the field. He's done that multiple times. He did it in the Super Bowl. My gosh, it was terrible. He doesn't move around in the pocket. He doesn't move around in the pocket very well. I mean, he takes a lot of sacks because he's got Shedeur Sanderism, where he gets back there and he holds the ball way too long. The difference is he can actually then finally get it out where Shedeur has no clue and runs back 30 yards and gets sacked. That's the difference between a good quarterback and one that thinks he is. So we won't go there just yet. But I agree with you. I think he has pressure on him this year. There's no doubt because he does have a number one receiver this year.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a bigger deal. And I think his line will be improved because I think the guy that was on his left side,
Will Campbell,
I can't see him playing this year at all unless somebody gets hurt.
He'll probably be moved to the interior side of the left guard. I don't know if they made that official yet, but that has been.
They need to do something with him because he's terrible. That guy's a bust. I mean, he killed them last year. So did the guy next to him. I don't remember his name either. But yeah, you're right. I think he has pressure, but I think you would consider him a franchise quarterback, right? I mean, I would say he's their franchise guy. Oh, yeah. I would say Caleb is the franchise guy in Chicago. And then Shedeur, we don't even know if he belongs in the NFL yet.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a lot of pressure on him because right now it's Deshaun Watson's job to lose. We can go into that in a minute, but there's no doubt about that. It's an open job, and right now they're favoring Watson over Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of different types of pressures. It sounds like Drake Maye's pressure is from external factors looking in on him.
Sure.
Caleb Williams' pressure comes from he has high expectations for the team.
Yeah.
Or everyone has high expectations for the team. And the Shedeur's is more of an internal. Like, we know the Browns are still going to suck.
Right.
There's no expectations for the team. There's no outside pressures. It's just his own internal, am I going to be the starter pressure?
That's the weirdest quarterback room in the NFL.
It is so
The
weird.
Browns?
Besides maybe the Cardinals, that's the weirdest quarterback room in the NFL.
Forget about it.
Because you have Watson, who they've paid $1 billion for, who's getting $46 million guaranteed this year.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want $46 million sitting on the bench this year if he can play.
Again.
Right. And then you got Shedeur at $2 million, which you're not sure what you really have there. And then you got Dillon Gabriel, who no one's talking about anymore.
Right.
Right.
For good reason.
Well, I still think he'll get back in the mix.
I'm sorry, they were talking about him, but it was just that Jared Verse came in and took his number, and there wasn't even a a fight. It's just like, oh, I guess I'm no longer. What number was it? 8 or 9? Yeah. He's like, I guess I'm no longer 8. Okay.
So I think if you're the Browns, you have every reason to say Deshaun Watson's our guy. He has to be because of what we're paying him.
Yeah.
But do you sacrifice that because your fan base wants Shedeur? So do you bow to your fan base? Because you know you're going to suck either way.
Right.
Do you bow to your fan base to make them happy to sell tickets? Or do you do what you should do responsibly and give this guy a chance to revive his career?
Do you want to win 4 games or 5 games?
Right, because that's probably the difference. right? Honestly.
Right.
I think in an ideal world, if you ask the Browns and they just didn't have to deal with the week in, week out, if they could somehow like simulate it like we do in Madden and just get to that result where they want it, I think that they'd want 4 games where they lose every single game, if not win only one, with Deshaun Watson looking good. Like somehow they lost because their defense got exposed without Myles Garrett, and they're just unable to put forth a winning result. Be able to trade Deshaun Watson for something.
For high value.
For even if it's just a 4th round or something that you can just go to your fans and say, oh my goodness, look, at the end of all this, we got something. We got something. And then you're able to start Shedeur Sanders for the rest of the year and hope that you can either make a playoff push or be really bad. And that way, either way, you'll have a franchise quarterback one way or the other. I think that if you shake the magic 8 ball and put the polygraph test to the powers that be for the Cleveland Brown organization, that's how they see a perfect situation. We're talking with human beings and the Browns.
This is the final year of Watson's contract.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So they want him to do well, but the Browns to do not so well. It's like, do good, but not too good.
You know what happens next year, right?
They're not going to re-sign Watson if that's what you're
No. Watson will be an NFL buy. He'll be gone.
He'll be a free agent wanting $50 million,
and no one's
going to touch him. And
I think he'll be out of the NFL.
Yeah,
he'll be playing at the NFL.
Yeah,
But you know what happens next year.
Or I could see him being a backup somewhere.
No,
Like
no,
he's
no.
like, hey, it's you're not
I
getting
don't
your
think-
50 million.
I don't think he can
Let
do
me
it.
tell you, I've worked with Ralph enough to know where this is going.
Okay,
Where's it
go
going?
Ralph is going to say, you know what happens next year? The Browns draft a franchise quarterback,
Absolutely.
and they trade away Shedeur Sanders for
No, they don't trade him away. He
They
stays
just got-
there.
they-
But they'll draft their franchise guy. Shedeur's not their guy. He's no one's guy.
I mean, he was drafted to not
Dude,
be
he
their guy.
sucks. He's
if
not- he
if
sucks.
anybody's a disappointment, it's actually Dillon Gabriel. It's not Shedeur. Shedeur came in as a 5th round draft pick. How many 5th round
Is he
draft
though?
picks?
Dillon Gabriel.
I think he was okay.
I think he played well,
He
but
did
for a
okay.
really bad team.
Or yes.
Played okay.
He
You want to
played
talk
okay.
about fumbles, holding on to the ball. Dillon
Look-
Gabriel was far worse than Shedeur.
Look
ever
at the
was.
guys in front of him. Look at the
Joe
guys he had to
Flacco?
throw to.
Joe Flacco, who had a
They got rid of him early. Remember?
a master class over there for the Cincinnati Bengals. he was tossing it up like chopped salad.
Again, I would
with
bet
Jamar
you. I
Chase
will
and T.
bet you
Higgins.
dinner at Arrowhead Grill right now
Oh.
that the Browns next year will draft their franchise quarterback.
Oh no! Well, no, of course
Of
not.
course, you won't bet me that because you know it's true.
How do I mean? Yeah,
Again,
There's 6 guys coming out
the
next year.
team-
that's a 10-year bet.
Yeah, I know. The team wants to lose. How I Shedeur Sanders, like they have put everything against him in order to succeed. I was
Ugh.
fine. I would have possibly made that had they not traded Myles Garrett. But of course, I'm the bigger man, and I have to
So-
sacrifice. I have to sacrifice
Shedeur's
one pick
bad because the team wants
because they
to lose.
want to be bad.
That's why.
yeah. But you
Not because he's bad.
no.
Oh, okay.
No.
2 guys that came out of Colorado. How'd they do last year? All right. Anyway, both busts
Yes.
Anyway.
Shedeur is bad because of not the team he's on, just because he's bad.
because he's bad.
I think he's bad. Yeah.
Who's survived? I mean, you look at Sam Darnold. He couldn't survive New York. Cleveland's like 2x New York.
You want to compare Sam Darnold's work ethic, leadership skills, and abilities to someone like Shedeur Sanders? Give me a break.
Abilities is different.
Abilities is close. A lot
Abilities is
close.
different.
Sam
a lot
Darnold, you
closer
talk
than
to
you find
anybody
it
that
being
played with Sam Darnold, go talk to McCaffrey, said was the hardest working, most stable,
Oh, God.
straight guy he
Yeah,
ever
I'm
worked with.
sure. I'm sure
They're
he
actually
did.
best friends now.
I bet
He
they
said
are.
the guy, whether he was a starter or he was a backup, prepared the same way. He was the same guy every day.
That's funny because he was never a starter over San Francisco.
No, he played with him in Carolina too.
Oh, that's
Remember
true.
they were
Yep,
together
that's
in
true.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yes, they were in
he started?
Carolina together.
No, I
They're
know
in
that they were
Frisco
together at the time. But
Yeah, he
I'm
was a
trying to
starter.
think of
He was a
if-
starter.
Yeah, he was a starter.
Yeah.
Said
Did
the
he
guy's
beat-
been the
who
same
won?
guy.
Who
every
won
day.
initially, Baker or Sam? I can't remember because they both took turns that season in a horrible season. I just can't remember.
I don't remember.
I
But I'm
remember.
just saying. I mean, that's my point is, and that's why he is where he is. I mean, you look at him now, he's one of the top guys in the league, period. I want him on my team. I'll tell you that right now. I'm happy to have Sam Darnold. Thrilled to have him.
Top 15 is.
I just showed you a ring that he got us.
top 15. Sam Darnold.
Top,
Top
10.
15?
He's top 10.
He's definitely in the
Top
top.
10.
He's definitely in the top 30.
He's
Yeah, I can go top 30.
Top 30
He's
for
top
sure.
10. He's top 10.
Top 10 right now.
In the NFL, he's top 10 right now.
That's
Look
a
at
hot
his
take.
year. Look at his numbers.
That's a
Look
hot
at his
take.
playoff run. I mean, he was amazing.
I know. Yeah, well,
He won a Super Bowl.
he did win a Super Bowl.
Let's see what he does.
So that he
is
by
won,
that logic, he's the top one.
He has won 31 games in the last 2 seasons. He's 31-6 in the last 2 years for 2 different teams.
That's pretty good.
Who else can say that? Nobody.
You've got a lot of questionable ones at like 13 to 15. So
Look,
maybe there you can have a discussion.
31-6 in the last 2 seasons. Who else? Nobody.
I'm sure I could look it up, and there's probably somebody I just don't
31
want to.
And there's like,
Six.
okay, the 5, I mean, if we're going to do this exercise, we might as well do it right. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Joe Burrow. We
What
all
about him?
agree?
Yeah.
Not going above them. Yes. Okay. So there's 5.
Got it.
Next, Drake May.
Mm-mm.
I think.
Nope.
I think I'll take
Overrated.
I'll take Sam Darnold over Drake May.
Overrated.
Oh, wow.
Let's see
Yeah.
how Drake
I
made us
agree with
this year
that.
against real
Yeah.
defenses. Overrated.
Caleb Williams?
I love Caleb Williams. We'll have to see how he does this year.
That's a
I need a
that's
full-
close. That's a close tie.
I need a full good season from him because I haven't seen that yet. So I'm going to give him a grace and give him this year, and then we'll talk about him.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Two-
I'll take
he's
him over
so
Sam
up and
Darnold.
down, man. He's so inconsistent.
It's because of the team that he's on. I think Justin Herbert's one of those situations where
I
if
say
he was on
he's
a better
close.
team,
I say he's close, but he's so inconsistent. But go ahead.
I'll take Herbert
All right,
over.
so we're at 6 for sure.
Maybe. Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, when he's healthy.
Ooh.
I'm going to say no at this point because he needs to prove it. He only had a good rookie year.
That's a
He
hard
reminds me of the guy from
He was
Texas.
good even last year whenever he was just healthy.
He was
Yeah,
okay.
That's,
He
that's
wasn't
a hard
good.
one. That's
Yeah,
a
but
hard one.
it's just the health of
He
it
was
all.
okay.
Baker Mayfield?
No.
I'd rather have-
Inconsistent.
I don't know. I would take Baker.
I would take Baker.
I
too.
would take Baker.
I mean,
All right. We got Jalen Hurts. That one's probably going to be divisive.
yeah, and I'd say no.
I would
to
take
that.
Hurts.
I personally would probably take Sam Darnold, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Jared Goff. I think you have to give it to Jared Goff.
Jared
Get
Goff.
out of it. What?
I think I would take Jared Goff
Yeah,
too.
I would take Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I'd say he has
Yeah, he's
a
done a lot.
higher floor.
He had one good year at the Lions, and they've been downhill ever since. Go
Oh my
ahead.
God. Brock Purdy.
No. Worst quarterback out there. Most overrated quarterback in the NFL is Brock Purdy.
I will.
I might have to
You
go
know-
Sam Darnold on this one.
Yeah,
Or Brock Purdy.
you hit my tender spot where
Yeah.
I agree. It's
He's
Sam
the most
Darnold.
overrated quarterback in the NFL.
Jordan Love.
Ooh,
Oh no, overpaid, overrated. Look at the Packers.
I don't know.
Talk about inconsistency.
There's some games that
That's
Jordan Love
him.
has specifically won. And
Yeah.
the terrible thing about Jordan Love is that you can definitely point to games that he's lost. Like specifically single-handedly, he's lost them games.
I think where Sam Darnold lacks, Jordan Love makes up, and vice versa.
Again,
So it's close.
Jordan Love is so inconsistent, which is why the Packers are a 500 team. They follow him. He can look fantastic one week and like arse the next week. That's just Jordan Love in his career. So no, I'll take Sam Darnold, who can look good all year and win 14 games.
This is going to be uncomfortable for you.
Go ahead.
Daniel Jones.
Ooh,
That's not uncomfortable for
Before-
me. Daniel Jones has to prove it.
I know.
Before he got hurt, that was an uncomfortable comparison.
He was good.
Yes,
Him
he
and
was
Sam
really
Darnold, I
good.
thought, were really good
He
together.
was in MVP conversations.
I think they both were really good the first part
And
of the
he
year,
was
but
good,
I think then he got bad and he got hurt.
Well, he got hurt. It's hard to tell how you get.
Right.
So
No, Sam Darnold's still over
to
him.
prove this point, we have reached around 15, and it's been questionable.
You've reached about 6 or 7 that we would say, okay, yeah, they're better.
Yeah, where
He's
there's-
in the top 10, dude.
no,
No,
definitely
not top 10.
Not
I'll
top 10.
I'll give you 15, not 10 though.
He's in the top
15.
10.
I can get a discussion in.
So
Top
if
10
he has
certainly.
another year, so now he's won 31 games of his last 37, right? Let's say they win another 14
Did
games
he
this
win
year.
them? Especially
a-
when I can think of
What happened to
games
the
where
Vikings when
he's-
he left? Okay. So
they got JJ McCarthy
okay,
when he
again,
left
That's what
he
happened.
leaves and they go to garbage.
because they had
Right?
JJ McCarthy.
I'm just saying, what happened to the Seahawks when he got there? They went from mediocre at best to a Super Bowl champion.
What happened to the Chiefs?
Come
last,
on.
What happened to the Chiefs last year when Patrick Mahomes left?
I
they got
understand that.
Hadouken.
I understand that. That's the point. You're putting the value on Patrick Mahomes. I'm putting the value on Sam Darnold.
No,
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
I'm putting the value on the backup.
No.
In Ralph's defense, same thing happened with the Buccaneers with Tom Brady. They were nothing. He comes in, wins it.
Right. And then he leaves and they're
So
nothing
that makes
again.
you go, you know what? Tom Brady is actually really good.
Sam Darnold is a winner. Sam
So Tom,
Darnold
I
has
can
figured it
agree
out.
with you that Sam Darnold turned the Seahawks team around for sure,
He turned the Vikings around.
but not.
The Viking team that year
Top
we were
10.
talking about winning 3 games. They won 14.
I know, not top 10 though.
Sam Darnold has figured it out. That's the difference. He finally figured it out. With all the great coaching he got, he finally figured it out, and he is now a heck of a quarterback.
You're going to be
And
in
you're
such
seeing it.
you're going to be in such an interesting place when the Raiders are off to an unexpectedly good start.
I
And when the
still say they will
Seahawks
be.
are off to an unexpectedly bad start because they're still trying to figure out their offense. And whenever you realize that the offensive guru that unlocked Sam Darnold,
Why are they figuring out their offense?
because they have a new offensive
He
coordinator.
fits right in. Their scheme hasn't changed.
Just saying.
I'm
Listen.
on this, dude. They haven't changed. The
Oh,
only
you're on
issue,
something. That's
the
right.
issue the Seahawks will have in the first part of this year will be because they don't have their running back from last year
Mhm.
because he's hurt. And obviously Walker's gone. So it'll be figuring out who those guys are, whether it's Jadarian Price or whoever, but you got to figure that out. That will be their thing. But Darnold will be Darnold. I'm not worried about Sam Darnold. He is
Darnold's going to Darnold.
Darnold is steady and solid. I love him. Anyway,
Okay.
All right, so
We're
we
off topic.
are trying to scramble our way out of the pocket towards MLB, where Shohei Ohtani had a bit of an injury scare earlier, so much so that he is off of betting sites because we are so undetermined.
Oh.
He's off of betting sites for the Cy Young Award, specifically MVP, even because we just don't know the timetable of when he'll return and everything else. And it's a knee injury, undisclosed. He left in the middle of the game. I think
Inflammation.
Did something
and-
like happen in the
Yeah.
game or just kind of like,
yeah, he was
So-
sliding into second base and he felt something in his knee and it was inflammation. He has inflammation in his knee.
got it?
Yes. So, are you worried, Ralph? Is this something that will cause you to start to wet the bed at night because you are so afraid of
Wet
how this
the bed.
affects
Well-
your Dodgers' chances at three-peating?
No, the only thing that is concerning is in 2019 he had surgery on that knee. It's for bipartite patella. It's a kneecap condition he
That's
had.
many times bad.
He has an unfused extra piece of bone there, so he had surgery for that. He was out for 12 weeks. I guess it's some issue he's had for a while. The inflammation is bothersome because he is right now one of the best pitchers in baseball, on top of being one of the best hitters in baseball. He's clipped 300. He's been back. His bat woke up after Phil trashed him for not being able to hit. His bat finally woke up and he's been tearing it up. So is it an impact on the Dodgers? Of course it is. Am I concerned that it's going to impact a three-peat? No, because like the Dodgers do, they'll just play other guys and they'll let him sit. And when he's ready, they'll bring him back. It won't be a big deal. That's what the Dodgers do. So I say let him stay out for a while and let him get rested up and get right so that we have him for the run in the second part of the season. It's fine. The Dodgers are enjoying about an 8 or 9 game lead right now in the division. They're pulling away. So I anticipate that to continue to happen. I don't see anyone getting close to them. So no, I'm not concerned.
You said when he's ready. The one thing that I see a lot in sports, and I absolutely hate it, is guys, big time guys, big name guys on their team, they try to come back too fast from an injury.
Agreed.
And then they're never the same. They get injured again, and then that's their career. Like if you'd have just waited in a couple extra weeks.
And he's that guy, right?
Been fine.
He always wants to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Dave Roberts won't allow it.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think the Dodgers would force him to rest, even though he's like, I'm good?
No, it's just a regular season. They don't need him right now. They need him if they get close to the end.
So if Shohei comes and says, I'm ready to go, do you think they'll say, you know what, take a couple more weeks?
They could. Because he's that important.
But I wonder whether or not that it might not be, okay, we'll compromise with you, because obviously the goal this year is win the Cy Young. Like, I don't think even the goal
his goal.
That was his goal. And I wonder if the compromise that they'll land on is, all right, you're not going to be an everyday player. You're not going to do both. You're strictly going to pitch. And because he's been fighting an uphill battle anyways, right? Because he's only pitching on a 6-day rotation as opposed to a five-man rotation currently, right? And like that, there was a question amongst baseball heads whether or not you could possibly have the 30 home runs come into the equation for the Cy Young winner, because he would need something a little bit extra in order to get over the hump for winning the Cy Young, because just the innings would be at such a deficit that you almost wondered whether, like, even though he had better stats, it would be at such a lower thing. It would almost be like the Wembanyama MVP debate this year with Shea, where he was like, oh, if you project this out for a full game, it's like, yeah, but he didn't play for the full game. So you do it for Shohei to games and innings pitched. It's not the same workload because of how deep the Dodgers are at pitching. So I wonder whether or not, because he has no wiggle room whatsoever, and if he still maintains that he wants to win the Cy Young, I wonder whether or not they'll let him come back in a limited capacity, and that capacity is just starting pitching.
You got this year, he's 6-2 with a 1.6 ERA, 73 strikeouts, and 67 and 2/3 innings.
Mm-hmm.
So he's getting the innings. He's on pace to throw probably about 140 innings this year. I mean, so he'll
still be on the low side though.
No, not really. I mean, he'll be up there. He's getting his starts every week. I mean, he's been on the rotation,
especially compared to the other guys who will have a substantial amount of volume.
I mean, I'd have to look and see how that compares to other people, but I think he's right there. I'm not sure that's an issue. His numbers are Cy Youngable. There's no doubt about it.
No. I mean, again, the stats are the stats.
Here's the problem, right? With a inflamed knee, a left leg.
That's your plant leg.
I don't want you pitching because that's your push leg.
Yeah.
Again, they're both bad, right? You have a push leg and you have a landing leg. They're both going to take force. Yeah. I'd rather have you just batting personally, and just rest the knees. I don't know. It's a question. It's a good point. I mean, do you sacrifice the Cy Young? I would. I don't give a crap.
Well, of course, you're focused on and for him, this is probably his last best chance. I don't know that.
No, I think he's still got years.
Oh, he's still got years, but I mean, honestly, I think you project it out, and what's going to last longer, him as being a start Cy Young winnable pitcher or a hitter? Hitter. He's going to be DH for 4 more years, sure, easy, 6 years, maybe 8 years, astronomical, and you give it a chance to him only because he's Shohei Ohtani. So I do wonder whether or not, because he's so close, because he can nearly taste it, whether something like this that would normally hamper him, where I would agree, if it were any other year, for any other reason, they'd be like, yeah, of course, why not? But for something as close as this particular race will be, where he is the outsider looking in, he's not the pace horse in this particular race, I think that there's a chance and a possibility that he may impose his will to try and say, look, I will, you won't even see me touch a bat, but I definitely need the innings and need to continue to impress in this manner, or else I have no shot at the Cy Young. And when it's only, essentially right now, it's been a 2-horse race between him and Skeens for the majority of the year, I guess, outside the beginning, very early, where Skeens had some makeup work to do. I wonder if that's where the negotiation will take place.
I'm not letting him. I want his bat.
I understand. Yeah. You're Dave Roberts. You're even the organization. But if there's somebody that they will, like, I think if you were to approach Mookie Betts and say, look, We're done having you in the fourth of the lineup. Your years of hitting, your stats have been declining year after year. We don't care. We're the Dodgers. We're winning. We are going to push you down the lineup. I think that's a stomachable ask out of Mookie Betts and out of where it is. The one player that you would acquiesce to if you're the Dodgers is Shohei. So that's where I'm like, if there's a player on that team that they would do that to, it would have been like Kershaw maybe, and now it's a Ohtani. So I can see what you're saying. I think for the health of the team and like overall product of winning, yes, I agree with you. I think that's a no-brainer, obviously.
Sure. Dodgers are weird, right? Because they have so much depth. There's so many different things they can do. They're that one team that has that luxury.
Yes, but unfortunately, right now they're in the throes of their pitching depth.
They're hurting.
Yeah, to where it's
they need Snell to come back. They need Glasnow to come back, which both are getting close to coming back.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Once those two guys get back, you can care less what Shohei is doing. You got your two guys back, right? Because right now you're just hurting pitching wise.
Absolutely.
But yet they still have an 8.5 game lead or something like that, and they're pulling away in the division, which makes it easier for them. The more they can pull away, the more things they can do.
Right.
That's the nice part. So they have that luxury, and I'm gonna say it again. They're going to go hard after Skubal because they know they need to get him locked in before anything happens with the CBA.
Skubal's tearing it up.
And they're going to go after him pretty darn hard.
I'm sure.
It makes sense to get him now.
Unless for some reason there's murmurs out of the Kansas City Royals that, oh my God, who's their franchise player? But he might be up for auction.
The shortstop?
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Why can't I think of his name?
I don't know why he'd be up for auction. That'd be crazy to get rid of him.
I know, but I mean, that would be something that you keep your powder keg dry for. All right. One thing before we sayonara this, and you know what, Ben? There are topics where you just sometimes clear the lane and let Ralph go.
Yeah.
And this is something that I saw last week. It's a little bit old by this point, but it's still it's so good. I want to talk about a former Dodger.
Okay.
Whose averages have dropped to 175. I think currently we're at .166 as a hitter. And Manny Machado, for those plucky, for those plucky Padres, is
funny.
blaming analytics for a bad start to the season.
Because they're showing his stats.
Yeah, he says the game's evolving, man. It's definitely getting harder to play. It's definitely getting more strategic. I just wish we can get the analytics out of the way. I think there's too many stats out there. Too many stats, way too many numbers. I don't even know half of the stuff that goes up there. I look at the board sometimes and I even ask some of the guys, like, what is WCCVBB? Whatever it is. What are those names that are being created? I mean, it's just crazy to even keep up with. Again,
this was an excuse, an actual quote.
This was an actual quote, word for word. And you look at this player who signed an 11-year contract with the Padres, has 7 years, averaging just a smidge below 40 million left on that contract after this year.
Wow.
Okay.
You know, I think one thing, and I'll just say this before I let Ralph go wherever he wants.
Let Ben take this.
Yeah, I think the best thing that the Dodgers do that they do not get enough credit for is not necessarily just who they sign. Maybe Kyle Tucker might start to tarnish this idea that I'm about to propose. So. But the bad contracts that they avoid. Like they are not the ones who, after having Greinke, multiple Cy Young winners, like signed Greinke to an absurd Arizona Diamondbacks contract. They are not the ones who signed Trey Turner to an albatross of a Phillies contract. Machado, last appearance as a Dodger was struck out at the World Series against the Red Sox, if memory serves. Did not sign him to a mega super extension that I think even like the Yankees would have fallen prey to. So Manny Machado over here saying, you know what, stats, those things that got me the contract, man, those things are overrated. I mean, I look over there and what does that even mean? 0.10666, you know, what does that even mean? Guys, Manny Machado, a gem of a quote, man. A gem of a quote.
That's
not
awesome.
Johnny Hustle.
That's awesome. Ralph?
That's you,
No,
it's
you,
that's
Ralph.
You. This was your rant.
Look, I think Manny Machado is the most overrated. What's that?
All right, we got music.
Apparently,
he sucks so much that he comes out with his own theme music.
I mean, I think he's been overrated for a few years now, and he's having that great year this year that you just mentioned. So is Tatis, for that matter.
Yes,
the Padres have imploded. They've absolutely imploded. It's a shame that they have Mason Miller. He should be a Dodger. But anyway, they've absolutely imploded, and this is what Manny does. He deflects, right? So what's he going to do? He's going to attack the fact that we look at too many stats because he's that bad. And he knows, honestly, he's entering the end of his career.
Oh yeah.
He's had his time.
Okay.
He's
The Dodgers
right now.
recognized that they were not going to give that guy that kind of money, especially with his lack of effort.
Oh my God.
Right? He terrible attitude, lack of effort, not a team guy. The Dodgers said, "Have a nice day." Right? Smartest move the Dodgers made. And now he's the Padres' problem. And him and Tatis have just buried the Padres because they put so much stock into these guys. And now what? We're going to kick the Dodgers' butts. You're 8 games behind them and you're falling fast. You're a 500 team. You're never going to compete with the Dodgers. Get past it.
His
The
contract.
Diamondbacks are better than them, in my opinion.
His contract ratchets up starting next year to under $39 million.
So what do you think is going to happen to him?
They've enjoyed the plush side of his contract and now at age 33, they're staring at 7 more years.
This is why
7 more years.
I don't like these contracts for these guys. It just makes no sense.
Of course, so there are a few that you would like. The Shohei Ohtani contract, you would pay.
You
10
pay that contract. What you're going to get out of it is probably about 6 titles. I'm okay with that. That's a good contract. You watch, he'll win 6
That's
rings.
a bold statement.
He's already got 2 in his first 2 years. He'll win 6.
The only one that again I am worried about would be the Kyle Tucker. But even
Kyle
the Kyle
Tucker's
Tucker,
fine.
even if you overpay, it's not for
It's a short
11
contract.
years. Like
Right.
this is
Right.
It's going to be a bad contract for 3. Like how many more years?
Juan
Like,
Soto wanted that huge contract with the Dodgers, and they said, "No, we're not giving you that kind of money for that amount of time." So what did the Mets do? The Mets gave it to him. Now, how's Soto doing for him?
Well, right now he's
okay.
He's leading the.
Is he going to win him a title?
Okay.
That
I don't know about a title.
Remains to be seen.
Not a
Remains to be-
title.
You can't say no. You can't say yes.
The
but you
Dodgers-
can't say no.
He will not be getting 6 titles like Shohei.
Say what you
apparently.
want about the Dodgers, but they do it right.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Again, it's avoiding the oncoming traffic for me that is it doesn't always land, especially I mean again, you look at the Yankees, they are not without making mistakes and signing the wrong guy to a long-term contract. They just offload their bad mistakes usually. Like they're like, hey, this guy sucked. Just take him Mariners and we'll give you some cash considerations just for the luxury.
All right, everybody, that's our show. It's over.
All right.
I'm sad. Anyway, Ben, thanks for your solid F1 input.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
You rocked my
Right.
world.
Yeah.
You rocked our world.
I hope I rock everyone's world.
Okay, and
Speaking of Tom Brady's good night.
yeah, you have fun with that. Hey, go have fun with the rest of your weekend. We appreciate you giving us a little piece of it. We'll be back next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Don't forget to watch some World Cup. You got the not Game 7, but probably you'll have Game 7 of the NBA Finals this week. And you'll probably have Game 7 of the NHL Finals.
There you go.
Go enjoy these 2 championships. Let's get them behind us, and then let's focus on the Seahawks.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, the Weekend Warriors. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
The ring is stupid.